Game 5. 3 pitches in, 2-0 Toronto.
This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, here we go for Saul. 535 on a Wednesday morning here in the city of Champions, November the 5th. Good morning. Welcome to the Kevin Karius Show. Thanks so much for tuning in on a Wednesday morning on another night where the Oilers can't get it done after, getting a lead. That's the fourth time that they've given up a multi-goal lead and lost. Last night, this time in Dallas, 4-3 in a shootout. That's a league high. 4 blown multi-goal leads that have resulted in losses. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440 on your AM radio dial on your morning drive. I really appreciate you coming in. It's great to have you along here for some time that we can spend with you on a Wednesday. Man, we got a jam-packed show for sure. And you can also watch us on YouTube now. We've been going at it for a couple of months. It's been pretty cool. It's on 1440 AM, Sports 1440 AM. Just drop us a like, a subscription. It's all you need to do. We're also on X, Facebook, even Instagram. As always, we're streaming as usual too. iHeartRadio, tune in, sports1440.ca. And if you miss any part of the show, well, it's where all the podcasts hang out. And there are many, many places to find them. Apple, Spotify, Google, even Amazon. Subscribe there. It's free. Select the auto download. You'll never miss a second of the show. Our text line, 833-401-1440. I am sure it will be hopping today with the Oilers dropping to 6-5-4 on the season. They are outside the playoff cut line, but everyone is like either 1 or 2 points out of the playoff cut line, it seems right now. But as Mark Spector would say, we're nearing not the quarter pole, folks, pals. It's the 3/4 pole. Dallas down 3-1 with 11 and a half minutes left. Find a way to come back. After Connor McDavid scored that 3-1 goal, I think a lot of Oiler fans probably thought, okay, this is where you're going to nail this one down. Yes, it's the back-to-back. It's, you're in St. Louis the night before. You got some travel. You've got this. You've got that. But mature teams find a way to win that game last night, especially down 3-1 as Dallas was with, 11 and a half minutes left to go. It's, you always say that what are the answers? The answers are the players always go, well, we got to find a way to close these games out. The coaches say, you have to find a way to put that final nail in the coffin. You got to find a way to win these games. Well, how do you do it? It's easier said than done, is it not? Because if everyone knew how to do it, all teams would close out these games. Yeah, there would be some times when you don't, but more often than not, which isn't the case for the Oilers, you would find a way to win these games. But it's commitment on, defense. It's attention to detail on defense. Not just on defense, maybe, in all areas of the puck. It could be simple little things of the proper dump and the proper time to change. It could be making sure you are back in your zone, your lane, in the neutral zone. It could be little things being on the right side of the puck in the defensive zone. It could be turning your head, turning your body, turning your shoulder, and not being mesmerized by the puck and watching and looking for an opposition player that could be coming in behind you, could be sneaking in, could be a guy that is going to be dangerous. Not right now in the play, but when you anticipate what the play is going to be doing, you look at it and you go, this guy could be coming into play here. This guy could be coming into play, like on the third goal, which is, that the third goal, the tying goal, is a really good break for the Dallas Stars. Let's be honest here. Heiskanen is sneaking up into the play. He's jumping up into the play because he is going, we're down. I need to create offense. That's what we got to do. I'm not hanging back. But when you see a shot from Wyatt Johnson go off the shin pad of Darnell Nurse and then off the end boards and bounces right out to Heiskanen, and he's got the open net. That's a good break. That's a good break for the other team. But you got to look at it. I mean, Casey DeSmith's in goal for Jake Ottinger. Rupe Hins is out. Matt Duchene is out. Radek Fax is out. Because of that last interchangeable part of the lineup for Dallas and Glenn Gulletson, the Stars had to go 11-7 last night. And there was a lull in the game for the Oilers. Let's be honest. They had one shot in goal in 21, 22 minutes. Last part of the first period and early part of the second period, first half. It was a huge power play for Dallas that was late in the second, and the Oilers stopped that Dallas momentum going into the third. But again, fourth time. It's a league high. 4 blown multi-goal leads. First time in team history that the Oilers have done that in 15 games. In the first 15-game segment. What did you make of play of some of the other guys that came in? Alec Regula drew in. Emberson came out. Lazar was out. Tomashik was in. Didn't notice Tomashik a whole hell of a lot, did you? Leon Draisaitl, the goal that he scored. I mean, we've seen it 100 times already, but the way he does it, it's just effortless. It's amazing. It's hard to believe that he can do that from there. That gave him 10 goals on the year. That tied him for the league lead momentarily, and then a whole bunch of guys scored 10 more. I think there's 5 guys that have 10 goals right now in the league, including Cutter Gauthier out of Anaheim. The Ducks win last night. I mean, Anaheim off to just a torrid start. They beat Florida 7-3. So Oilers will take a day off today on the road. They're staying in Dallas today. They will have the day off today. They will come back tomorrow. So that's a travel day. They'll practice Friday, then play the Colorado Avalanche on Saturday. They got one more home game before they embark on a really long, really tough couple back-to-backs road trip that goes out east and into the central United States. It's not an easy one. They're getting the bulk of these road games out of the way. After November, their schedule tempers down a little bit. But the game in St. Louis is a game that you go, oh, would have been nice to maybe get that to overtime. Last night would have been nice to maybe get it past overtime, or not even get it to overtime, pardon me. Not even get it to that stage, but to get 2 points would have been massive. You could see them totally out of gas in overtime. There were extended shifts where they're not long shifts. I mean, Stu had a nice save on Sagan. But I mean, the Oilers were out for extended periods of time in overtime. Let's bring in Donnie Paulson. Well, Donnie P, who was running the board and walks, and Landon Ferraro last night on the post-game show and pre-game show. Good morning, Donnie P.
Morning, Kev.
How was the post-game show last night for you?
Well, I mean, it was kind of similar to
Like,
every other post-game show we've had to this point.
Groundhog Day again.
Yeah, it's Groundhog Day, except, you know what? I think the one takeaway that me and Walks had last night was that felt a little bit more like a hockey game. That felt a little bit more like they actually wanted to be there. Like, I don't know, the St. Louis game, at times it felt like, you know, they were engaged, but I thought, like, down the stretch in that game, they didn't really want to be there at times, and they've lacked emotion at times this year on a massive scale. Last night, there was at least some level of emotion for me, and it wasn't their best performance by any means, but at least there was something there for me emotionally, and I don't know. It was Groundhog Day, though.
And again, basically, they went down to 3 lines last night. The fourth line didn't play a whole hell of a lot.
Just over 6 minutes for Tomasic and Noah Philp.
And
Ike Howard had 8.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it was not that surprising considering the opponent, but
I get it. And I mean, it was a different lineup for Dallas going 11-7. So, I mean, they mixed and matched quite a bit. I mean, Rantanen was, really good again. I mean, he shows why he's one of the best players in the game. Wyatt Johnson was obviously really good. Dallas had some guys, their star guys came out, and the Oilers, I mean, Connor McDavid again was, on the score sheet. He leads the league in scoring now. He's got 21 points. So, the first goal, when you look at that first goal, how Jack Roslovic held off Thomas Harley. Now, if you would have turned that around and that's Evan Bouchard, people would be freaking out. Would they not, Donnie?
Yeah,
They-
probably.
They would be
Yeah.
freaking out
Yeah.
on Bouchard on that play. The other thing, what I will say on the Rantanen the power play goal to make it 2-1. That's his 300th career, by the way. I looked at that goal and man, I mean, we crapped on Bouchard a lot yesterday, like a lot.
Yep.
But if you look at him on that goal, I don't like his positioning. Like he's crossing what you call the axes. Like he is coming over to the other side if you really watch it, and he shouldn't be over there. He's coming to Matthias Ekholm's side when he doesn't need to go over there. And you can see him clearing for the shot, but he needs to be on the other side. There's enough bodies over there. Like he doesn't, it's the old thing, do your job, Donnie. Like, and on those, like if he goes over to that side, he's crossing that axis on a penalty kill where you don't need to do that. So if you have a look at it, just maybe, have a sniff, have a little snippet, little harbinger on it, Donnie. You'll go, he should be on the other side. And that's where the goal comes. That's where I'm talking about awareness. And you can talk about it on the third goal. Yeah, Heiskanen sneaks past RNH, and it's an unlucky goal. But again, it's the awareness of where other guys are on the ice. We'll bust this down a lot over the course of the morning. We'll also talk a lot of NFL football after the trade deadline. 3 teams really went hard yesterday, right? Jets, Colts, and Dallas.
Yeah. That was the Jets. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't
was
think
right
anyone
when
saw that coming.
It was funny. Like you said, hey, whoa, we got breaking news. And that was like 10:45, 10 to 11.
Yeah.
And then the next one comes at about, another half an hour later or something?
That one was just on Low Tide's show. It was about 12. It was about noon.
Just after 12, so an hour later. So Quinnen Williams to Dallas, Sauce Gardner to the Colts. They got a lot of draft picks, but they also had a lot of draft picks in 21-22, did they not? They had 5 first rounders in that era, in those 2 years. It did not work out well for them 4 or 5 years later. We'll have Antoine Staley on coming up to talk about that right after the break. We'll also have some Oilers post from last night. We'll get to your text, 833-401-1440. Big news for the Toronto Blue Jays that came in last night, that Shane Bieber has exercised his player option to remain with the team. It hasn't been confirmed by the Blue Jays just yet, but for all intents and purposes, Bieber will be back. Boy, does that throw, when you look at that projected starting pitching lineup, you got Gosman. He's your opening day starter. I would imagine you'd go with Yasevich for day number 2. A lot of things can happen there. Bieber could go 3. Barrios is still in the mix at 4. So that gives you a pretty good starting point. We haven't even talked about the possibilities of a Bassett or a Scherzer or anyone else. And right now, if none of those guys come back, a guy that really held the whole pitching staff together would be probably your 5th starter in Eric Lauer right now. But many things can change. So big news for the Toronto Blue Jays in that sense. As mentioned, we'll have Antoine Staley from the New York Daily News he covers the New York Jets as they get ready for what will be the remainder of the season without a couple of key pieces in Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams. Mark Spector will bust down the Oilers at 8:00. We got Paul Sir, Hoop City starting up. This Sunday with old Paul Sir and Josh Fenwick. Man, oh man, we might have to push the start time back a little bit for old Joshy boy. No, he says he's okay. Dan Kingerski will join us at 9:20. That follows up David Schlemko, our co-host for Cougar Paint and Collision at 9:00. We'll go in or out with Schlemmer, and also have Zach Lang from the Nation Network. We'll talk Blue Jays and obviously the Oilers and whatever else Zach has on his mind. When we come back, we'll check in with Antoine Staley from the New York Daily News to talk NFL trade deadline with the Jets and all the moves that they made, picking up a lot of draft picks. That's coming up on the Kevin Carey Show with Donnie P. and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440. Hey, we're presented by Sports Select, our title sponsor. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Increase your lean muscle mass and fight age-related energy decline with Regenerlife Creatine. This high-quality third-party tested supplement helps replenish your body's energy stores to support your resistance training. Find it at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 15% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off a $150 service until December 13th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Stories are told to make a point, and GS Construction takes them very seriously. We're not talking about fairy tales. GS Construction looks at the story old pipes tell us, a tale of time and pressure and endurance. So when those old pipes are ready to end their story, GS Construction starts a new chapter by repairing or rebuilding, or in some cases, renewing the underground infrastructure that supports our modern lives, making sure every community's story continues on safely and reliably. For more, visit gsconstruction.ca.
It's a new season, Edmonton, which means it's time for new offers. Play Alberta is offering odds boosts on every Oilers game all season long. This is your chance to score big. And for a limited time only, our listeners can get an exclusive $50 free bet when they deposit $50 using code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for an exclusive $50 free bet. Alberta wins with Play Alberta. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense. PlayAlberta.ca.
Edmonton's go-to station for all things sports is Sports 1440.
From Low Tide to Kevin Karius and Jason Gregor, we deliver the latest on your favorite teams.
Tune in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
To Sports 1440.
Michelle and Colette are sisters. Sisters who don't agree on much, especially when it comes to which hockey team is the best.
Edmonton is the best, baby. Vancouver's number one.
Even when it comes to meat snacks from Wilhawks.
I love the Harris Schwiener. The ham sausage rules.
But they will agree
Wilhawk beef jerky is the best.
it might just be the only thing Alberta hockey fans can agree on.
Others can try to imitate, but no one can duplicate Wilhawk beef jerky. Only available in Leduc. Get yours today, because you don't win friends with salad.
Across rural Alberta, volunteers and community groups work hard to make life better for their neighbors, creating new playgrounds, better rinks, and gathering places that bring us together. Vision Credit Union is proud to lend these local heroes a helping hand. Apply today for a Helping Hand grant up to $10,000 to support your community's next big idea. Let's make great things happen together. Applications are open until January 31st, 2026. Learn more at whatsyourshare.ca.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440, a proud presentation of Sports Select.
In store or online at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program. Coming up to 7:20 in Edmonton, and time now for the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing, the plumber to call when the toilet mysteriously breaks after your jalapeno pepper popper fueled game night with the fellas. That's MrRooter.ca. As we welcome in Antoine Staley from the New York Daily News, covers the Jets. Good morning, Antoine. You're with Kevin Karius. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
So, a bit of a busy day yesterday, Antoine. What's reaction from all the moves that the Jets made with two massive trades? What's the reaction in the Big Apple, Antoine?
Well, I mean, I think around the area, I think Quentin is probably expected to get traded at some point there, at least from, what we've heard and everything like that. I don't think it was a huge surprise that Quentin Williams was traded. He was unhappy. Obviously it's been rumors that he had requested a trade. So I thought it might be something they wait until the offseason to do, but they decided to do it now and pull the trigger. Obviously the Cowboys were interested dating back to the Michael Parsons trade there. I think the Sauce Gardner deal was shocking because that basically came out of nowhere. He was, signed to a contract extension in July, and, the team had really committed to him. It seemed like he was going to be Sauce and Garrett Wilson going to be the faces of the franchise moving forward. And, they just got a deal from the coast that they couldn't turn down, 2 first-round picks. And we're talking about a team in the Jets that's 1-7 and, clearly not going anywhere this year. Probably not going to be very good next year either. So you might as well get the draft picks to kind of restock and try to rebuild your roster.
Even the reaction from Sauce Gardner, Antoine, he was pretty stunned and shocked himself.
Yeah, it seems like as far as the reports out there from his agent, it just came out of left field there. And anytime you get 2 first-round picks, especially for a team that desperately needs a quarterback, and clearly Justin Fields hasn't been the answer for the Jets, it's definitely gonna perk your ears up a little bit. So I definitely get it from the Jets' perspective too. And if you're Sauce, you definitely thought the team was committed to you. Obviously getting that, being the $130 million contract and being the highest paid corner in football. And, everybody has a price. And one of my favorite wrestlers used to say the $1 million man, Ted DiBiase. So you never know what may come about there. It was smart of Darren Mucci to be able to, form the contract the way that he did there as well. So, the Colts get a lot of that back end money. But I think everybody was completely taken off by, Sauce Gardner getting traded. And he easily tipped it off, too, even before the trade was announced by saying New York has been real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Antoine Staley from the New York Daily News, our guest on the Kevin Carey Show on Sports 1440. So the haul that's coming back, maybe just touch on that and how this team obviously wants to build for the future, Antoine.
Well, obviously, like I say, they have a lot of needs. There's no way to kind of, sugarcoat it. They need a quarterback there. If you don't have a quarterback in the NFL, it really doesn't matter. You're not going to be able to compete on a high level. So, to be able to have 4 first-round picks the next 2 years, I think it'll be, very vital to helping them, try to, get back to the playoffs for the first time since 2010. They've been in this position before. They were in this position with Zach Wilson and obviously going over from Robert Saleh, they had a lot of draft picks and draft capital, and that turned out to be nothing. So basically, it's up to the Jets now to hit on those draft picks there. If they can, then maybe Aaron Glenn and Darren Mucci have something for the future, and maybe can get out of this black hole that they've been in for the last 15 years. If not, then they'll be in this endless cycle that they've been in for really, basically the last 15, 20 years.
So when you look at Mucci and Glenn, Antoine, and you look at Gardner and Williams, and as you said, Williams was probably a lot more, the possibility was there, maybe not as much with Gardner, what everyone thought. Were they just not like, Glenn and Mucci's type of guys? Where did they fall into that? Because, obviously pretty damn good players here, but was there something missing between, coach and management and the players here?
No, I don't think so. I think what Sauce is just, they just got 2 first-round picks, and again, you're 1-7, so you really have to think about the future. Although Darren Mucci, when he was asked yesterday, basically said it had nothing to do with the record, which is kind of BS. But the fact of the matter is they're 1-7. Yeah. They need draft capital. They have a ton of needs, and that's the best way to kind of restock your roster is to be able to trade star players. Obviously, you don't want to get in the business of trading all your star players, but to be able to get get 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner, who, I think could really help the Colts. Yeah, I think, that's a big plus for them. As far as Quentin, like I say, it's been rumblings that he'd asked for a trade there. He's been unhappy really since dating back to when they released Aaron Rodgers, if you remember correctly. Yeah. I wrote about this yesterday. Basically said we're rebuilding all over again. And we're talking about a guy that's been, he was taken in 2019, and all he knows was winning coming from Alabama, and all he's known is losing since coming to the Jets too. And it worries on you. Yeah. It gets frustrating. He has 3 different coaches, 4 different defensive coordinators. And I'm sure he's thinking about his future too. He's almost 30 years old. So I don't know if it necessarily was a culture fit as far as Quentin Williams. I just think he was very frustrated just with losing. And, I can't really blame him considering the circumstances the Jets have surrounded him with the last, 6+ years.
Antoine Staley from the New York Daily News, our guest on Sports 1440. As you said, Antoine, they've been through this before. What did they have? 5 first-rounders in 21 and 22 and thought they were building this back then. Basically, is it the same kind of thing moving forward here in 26 and 27?
Yeah, exactly. You got to be able to hit on the picks. I mean, those picks turn into Mekhi Becton and Elijah Vera Tucker as well. And, Vera Tucker's still on the team there. Obviously, Mekhi Becton is long gone too as well. And obviously, Zach Wilson was also picked in 21 as well. And we know how that worked out. So, yeah, it's fun to have picks there, and it gives fans hope. And I think that's kind of what they're clinging on, giving the fans hope for the future there, that they might be good. But ultimately, you got to hit on the picks. And, the Jets have not shown the ability to do that consistently, really throughout the course of their franchises, which is why they're in this position to begin with. So, yeah, it's fun to have the picks and, to dream about, what it could potentially turn into. And you hope that it can be turned out to a Detroit situation. But, you got to hit on those picks, and you got to find a quarterback. And like I said, they have not had a franchise quarterback really dating back since Joe Namath.
Yeah, that's unreal. So, Antoine, drafting and developing and sticking with that franchise quarterback, without question, that is priority number one?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the only way you're going to get good in this league, to find a franchise quarterback. I mean, the Jets had great players. They drafted Garrett Wilson. They drafted Quentin Williams. They drafted Sauce Gardner. They had a top 5 defense for 3 consecutive years from 22 to 24. But none of that matters if you can't score points and win games with the quarterback position. So, yeah, they tried it with Zach Wilson. Didn't work there. They tried it with an older Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, that didn't work there. They're trying it with Justin Fields. So far, that has not worked to this point. So you got to have a quarterback in this league. Like, look at the best teams in the NFL. They all have either young quarterbacks that they believe in or, established franchise quarterbacks. And the Jets have failed to identify one really dating back in the last 50 years.
So, Antoine, who plugs the holes on defense left by the vacated Gardner and Williams?
Well, I mean, AZ Thomas, who they drafted in the 3rd round last year, he started for Sauce in the game against Cincinnati. So I imagine he'll start, opposite Brandon Stevens on that side too. They really like him there. I'm really a big fan of his too as well. Obviously still a little bit green coming into the league there from Florida State, but it is somebody they're really high on. So he'll start opposite Brandon Stevens. In terms of in the middle there, they got Jawan Briggs in addition to Harrison Phillips, who they both picked up at the same time. They traded for back in August, right before the season started. So they'll, try to fill the holes there left for Quentin Williams, but there's no way to, fill those voids. I mean, those two are the best defensive players in the league. So it's going to have to be a collective effort there. But again, they're 1-7. So what do you have to lose at this point? Other than more games?
Antoine Staley from the New York Daily News. It's almost like Groundhog Day for you covering this team, is it not?
I mean, well, I've only covered the team for 4 years, so I can only imagine there's a lot of other beat writers that's been there longer than I have. So for them, it probably is. For me, it's, a little bit new territory. I've covered other teams before, but never one that's probably been this bad.
You're probably glad you're not in Miami anymore.
I mean, that's equally a bad situation. But I kind of dealt with that last year, so I have some experience dealing with that too as well.
Yeah, no kidding. Antoine Staley, New York Daily News, our guest on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. How close were the Jets to also dealing Breece Hall yesterday?
I mean, it was some thoughts there. I know, from what I understand, the Chiefs were very interested in there, but, the Jets wanted the 3rd round pick for Breece Hall. Nobody, was able to meet that offer, so they decided to hold on to him. The curious thing will be, can they work out some kind of contract extension for him? Because if he hits free agency, I have to believe he's going to go somewhere where he can have a chance to win there. But the Jets, they understand they need to keep some of their players there, and they're going to probably have a young quarterback next year, I would think. So the best way to kind of help that young quarterback is to have a running back that's pretty established like Breece Hall and skill set. So they're going to try to keep him there long term. We'll see how that works out. But, yeah, they wanted the 3rd round pick, and nobody was biting at that at all, especially for a guy that's going to be a free agent after the season.
With the owner, Woody Johnson, and the things that he's said about Justin Fields, you know what they say, Antoine, sometimes the tent isn't big enough for the circus. Where are we at here with Woody Johnson and his involvement with the team and some of the things that he's done and said? What do you think happens moving forward here?
The same thing that's kind of been happening in the last 25 years since he's been owning the team. I mean, it's his team. He can, he can say whatever, ridiculous thing that he wants to say. I mean, because he owns the team. You just have to hope that, the team doesn't get necessarily distracted by it. But, I think the good thing, with the fact that after what he said is that really galvanized the whole Jets roster there. It was kind of me against the world there. And they kind of lumped Woody Johnson in the category with the media and everything, just being, against the players in the locker room too, obviously Justin Fields too. So you're never going to shut him up. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, he's going to say outlandish things there, whether Justin Fields is on the team or not. You just have to hope that, the team can overcome, some of the, blunders and mistakes that he has to say, and hope that Aaron Glenn and Darren Moody can do enough around them where they can actually become a, viable franchise.
Yeah, when that happened a couple of weeks ago, and again, Justin Fields with his post-game news conference and the things that he said, how was that received? And did he get, again, you sort of mentioned it there that everyone said, man, we love what you went through and we love that you came back and helped us get a win. What was that kind of like to cover that story there?
I mean, I think it was he was very vulnerable after the game against Cincinnati a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, I think it was a moment where, I think the players really like Justin Fields. I think everybody likes Justin Fields as a person. And if you run into him, you think he's a good quality guy there. He's very classy, says all the right things there. Really opposite of Woody Johnson, to be completely honest with you. So I think everybody, for all accounts, really likes Justin Fields. Just a matter, he just not always played well. And that's kind of where the criticism is always lied. And obviously you don't want to hear that from your owner that, I just hope we can complete a pass. Whether that's true or not, you still don't want that being said out there in the public too. But the players really rallied around him all week there. Really the coaches too as well. I know Aaron Glenn felt like the criticism of him and Justin Fields has been unfair at times, but our job is to critique what's been going on in the field. And quite frankly, he was not playing very well, not even up to their standard. That's why Aaron Glenn was considering benching him in the first place. But, they really rallied around him, and they hope that, even though they have not officially announced Justin Fields the starter for the rest of the season, I would imagine he will. And they hope that he can continue to build upon what he did in Cincinnati a couple of weeks ago.
So you think Fields starts against Cleveland this weekend, Antoine, even though, Aaron Glenn was quite secretive the other day in announcing his starting quarterback?
Yeah, I would be shocked if Justin Fields didn't start too. I mean, honestly, you got 9 games left to really evaluate him to see what he can do. Because you're gonna be in the market for potentially taking a young quarterback either this year or next year, and you need to see if Justin Fields can be out there on the field. You can give him this big contract, $40 million, $30 million guaranteed. You know what Tyrod Taylor can do. Obviously, he's still coming off of the knee injury that he suffered a few weeks ago. Why not just put Justin Fields out there, just see what he can do? If he sinks or swim, then, you can kind of evaluate it after that. And
what's the status of Garrett Wilson here this week?
He's supposed to practice. We haven't gone out to practice yet since it's early Wednesday, but, he's anticipated to practice. And then, as far as playing, then they've kind of left that hush hush. But, I think it's going to be determined. They want to see how he practices before they commit to him playing on Sunday against Cleveland. But all indications are everything's starting to look good up to this point.
And one last one for you, just with the AFC East, the way the Patriots have been playing here, Antoine, who do you like in the AFC East here?
I'll still take Buffalo.
Yeah.
I'm still going to take the Bills reluctantly. I know New England's playing really well. I think they're both going to make the playoffs. So I think it's going to be a tough out for whoever it is wins the division. But I think Buffalo, I trust Buffalo to go into Foxborough and be able to get the job done too. I think they're playing better football right now. And, I think the Chiefs win is going to give them some momentum too as well. So be able to get that number 1 seed potentially and have home field advantage come through Buffalo, I think that's a big deal for them. So I'll take the Bills right now.
Antoine, hey, thanks for your time this morning. Really appreciate it. Enjoy that Cleveland Jets game on Sunday. It should be a doozy.
Yeah, I'll try. All right, you guys. You take care.
Thanks a lot, man. That's Antoine Staley, New York Daily News. And our headliner of the day brought to you by Mr. Rooter, the true goat of local plumbing. That's mrrooter.ca. Cleveland at the New York Jets. 2-6, 1-7. So you lose 2 of your top defensive players. Your offense, the offense put up a lot of points against Cincinnati, but who doesn't? We'll see what the Jets can do against the Cleveland defense, which isn't that bad. Who knows? Sometimes when you look at the slate of games in the NFL and you're going, oh, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. It doesn't turn out that way, does it? And then all of a sudden there's a game that's you're going, but I don't think there'll be too many eyeballs nationally on that Cleveland-New York Jets game for sure. When we come back, maybe we'll get to some Oilers sound last night. We'll get to some of your texts, 833-401-1440. A lot rolling in about the Edmonton Oilers loss last night in Dallas in a shootout. The Oilers do pick up a point to go to 6-5-4 on the season. A day off today in Big D. They'll travel back home to Edmonton tomorrow. So that's a travel day. And then they will practice on Friday ahead of the Colorado Avalanche on Saturday. It's the Kevin Karius Show with Donnie P. and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're also streaming on YouTube Live, on X, as well as Instagram and Facebook.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection? Incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
Wing Wednesday at First Round. Whether you're coming for the first round, the last round, or a few rounds in between, they've got you covered. With half-price wings every Wednesday night. Half-price wings. Over 35 delicious flavors like Cajun salt and pepper, maple bacon, and Inferno wings. Now half price every Wednesday night. Wash them down with a cold Planet Canadian or Coors Light for only $5.75. Half price Wing Wednesdays at First Round in West End and now downtown. First Round, burgers, beer, sports.
Increase your lean muscle mass and fight age-related energy decline with Life Creatine. This high-quality third-party tested supplement helps replenish your body's energy stores to support your resistance training. Find it at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sandy dealer, backed by the industry's toughest warranty. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
Hey there, this is your wake-up call. It's time to change to your winter tires. Unless you want to be sliding and swerving around icy roads like you're some kind of dummy. Head to Big Toy Shop and get it done right for a great price. We won't lie to you, inflate your bill, or waste your time. Time to change your tires. Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road. 780-298-2797.
Watch out. They're back.
I don't know why you're treating me like the worst moving company in the region.
Get ready for a new season of the homegrown Crave original, The Office Movers.
All right, should we roll?
The hilarious hit series from creators Jay and Trey Richards.
We're building, we're elevating, we're moving up. New space, new contract.
You guys need to go. The client is freaking out.
Where is the elevator?
It's busted.
The Office Movers. New season Friday, November 7th. Only on Crave. Proudly Canadian. Subscribe now at crave.ca.
Learn more about how we can help your business automate process, streamline operations, and save money at Nectar.io. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 741 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Donnie P, Josh Fenwick with you on a Wednesday morning. Oilers lose last night 4-3 in Dallas in a shootout. What got into the Toronto Raptors last night, Joshy boy? A big win over Milwaukee. Your buddy Giannis, who you were just saying, man, just talking good things about him yesterday.
He was a wagon. I mean, he
didn't play the fourth, right?
Didn't play the fourth. He played 23 minutes last night and led the team in points and was second in rebounds. The Bucks last night didn't score 30 points or more in a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that in the National Basketball Association. Just doesn't work anymore. So yeah, shout out to Scotty Barnes. He's playing like all NBA defensive first team guy. He's getting it done on both sides of the floor. That seems like the absolute heartbeat of this team this year. So
6 guys in triple digits.
6 guys in triple digits.
23 for Barnes, 23 for RJ Barrett.
Oh yeah.
How about your
Brandon Ingram down at 13, right?
Yeah.
Not a lot of shots for him though. 50% from the field.
Your buddy Giannis, they wouldn't let his little brother play, or what the hell?
No, probably not. They should let him off the bench. He would cook up. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure he played in the fourth, didn't he?
I don't think he played at all.
Not at all.
God, no, I think
they were losing. They lost by 28.
Eh?
They lost by 28. How do you not put?
He wasn't dressed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not
he
that
must be injured. Then.
That I can see anyway. It says, well, I'm just looking at DNP coach's decision.
Oh, all right. Well, then he's doing that poorly.
Well, I mean, Giannis didn't play the fourth. Maybe they went and had a quick beer or something before,
Maybe.
Why not?
Yeah, that must have been it. They left early.
Yeah. Text 833-401-1440. Donnie, I'm going to need you to read Elmer Fudd's text because it's not making sense to me, because I think it was directed at Justin Fields with Woody Johnson. We're not going to read it right now. But I wasn't sure exactly where that was. The regulator texts him. Hey, KK, that third goal for Dallas last night. Look at Wallman's positioning, writes the regulator. Why is it D-man by the hash marks instead of being down by the goalie? Well, okay, first of all, it starts way, way before that, regulator. And again, it's 3-2. And what Wallman does is he traps up and pinches at the red line on Robertson. Robertson passes to Rantanen, and the play develops. Now, at the point when Wallman pinches up on Robertson, he has coverage back because Connor McDavid is in support. Having said that, in a 3-2 game, there's no reason to pinch up at that point. And then he just a kind of a lollygagging back into the play. And he's behind Heiskanen, who actually, if you look at how the play developed, Heiskanen started the play in Dallas's own end. And he beats Wallman, and he gets behind Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to score the goal. Miro Heiskanen is the last player on the ice on the rush, and he ends up beating everyone to the net. And again, you got to take into consideration that this is a shot that Mikko Rantanen took that went off the shin pad of Darnell Nurse. If that goes through or past Nurse, it's probably an easier save. It's an easier save after Rantanen passes off. So again, it's a situation where Wallman goes up. I'm not sure why, but it's a shot again from Wyatt Johnson that goes off of the shin pad of Nurse, off the end boards, and comes back out to a wide open Miro Heiskanen, who has the opportunity to rifle one home. It all started in the neutral zone, though, when the pinch is up at the red line by, with with Robertson making the pass when Jake Wallman pinches up. That's where the play started. And if you want to look at that regularity, have a look. But that's why the D-man is by the hash marks instead of being down by the goaltender. And again, Miro Heiskanen started the play in his own zone, and he beats RNH, and he beats Wallman to the net. Last night after the contest, Head coach Chris Knobloch had a couple of quick post-game comments.
We've the third period, we got 3 chances, which you would think that would be on the goalie, that you give up 2 goals on 3 chances, but that's not what I'm saying. It's just the type of chances where we lose focus, lose responsibilities, and letting them in a position to make a good play. Where it's one thing if the opposition's making good plays and beating your coverage, but we're just making mistakes where we're giving them opportunities.
I was saying that it does feel like you guys are making progress in little areas game by game. Do you see that as well?
Yeah, I do. But we got to make big plays at critical times and not make the mistakes at critical times. And felt that, whether that's been taking a penalty when we've had leads or just puck turnover, stuff like that. So there's lots of areas in the game that we need to work on and get better at. It's just not just one thing. And we've got a little bit of a break before we play on Saturday, but we know the next 2 or 3 weeks it's going to get probably even more difficult for us. So we need to step up our game.
We know that that's something that this team can do. We've seen it in past years. So is it just a matter of, growing pains early in the season?
We hope so. We hope that's just growing pains, and we are learning from this, and we're getting better for this. But right now, we need to play better.
What are some of the bright spots maybe you saw tonight, either individually or from a group standpoint, that you really liked about the team?
Obviously, the power play has been a bright spot, not only tonight, but all season. Stuart Skinner, he played a good game for us. Was able to keep them up from scoring for quite some time. I liked his game. And, Regula coming back after not playing for quite some time. I thought he had a good game. So, I think Leon and Connor were 2 of our better players, as expected. But we just need to get more out of their game.
That's head coach Chris Knobloch following the game last night. And again, not a whole heck of a lot of media on the road. You got Gene Principe, Paige Martin. Those are, Gino's the host. He's not reporting on the game like others do, when they are at home. Paige Martin is, the Oilers, that goes to the site, and that's employed by the Edmonton Oilers. So when you don't have traveling media, and that has been the case for some time now, you don't get questions that are asked and answers that maybe some fans are looking for. That's the reality that we are in right now. Also, you might request another player or two. So last night, just 2 members of the Edmonton Oilers talked. That was head coach Chris Knobloch, as well as Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. And following the game, RNH had this to say.
Got another game where you're probably, fairly happy, pretty happy, but it just seems like when you need a break or a bounce, it doesn't go your way in there. Where goes the other?
Bounces, breaks aside, you got to work for them and not let them have them. And we got a comfortable, we're in a good spot there, and we let them come at us a little bit too much, and just decisions that end up biting us. And we know we're capable of closing games out like this, but we got to start showing it.
Your team holds a lead. What else do you need to see in order to be able to maintain that?
I think there's a lot of things, but decision making is one thing, reading the situation, and sometimes taking the cautionary route. But also at the same time, we want to still play, and you got to push them back and not let them play with the puck too much. Then they start feeling good, they start to feel comfortable, and then things happen. But it's too many of these right now. So it's something that we need to fix, and continue to improve on.
Do you feel like you guys are making progress game to game on those little things?
Well, I think our last 2 games, I mean, I thought we played well. It's just we don't end up finding a way to get the 2 points. I mean, obviously tonight, if you go in a shootout, it can go either way. But the other night, I mean, we gave that one up late, or last night, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's better hockey, but you got to find a way to close them out.
That's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Yeah, again, I mean, that's how we started the show. You got to find a way to close it out. They haven't been able to close out games this year. Again, league high, 4 blown multiple goal leads. That's the first time in Edmonton Oilers franchise history that this team has coughed up 4 multi-goal leads and lost after 15 games. I mean, it is concerning. How could it not be? You have to find a way, and you have to find a way to put that final nail in the coffin. When it's 3-1, and again, they scored less than a minute later. The 3-2 goal by Rantanen. I mean, that is Rantanen shows why he is all world on that play. I mean, it's a pass to him that he's got to take off his skate, sort of ankle, lower shin pad, and he's got to get it up to his stick in a split second and a quick shot. That makes it 3-2. But again, when you look at that third goal, and it's by Heiskanen, and he starts to play in the Oilers' own zone. And you heard Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and man, he's been pretty good this year, and he's been such a good Oiler for a long time. But this is his right up his alley, and that is about being aware. It's about being smart. It's about being knowledgeable, being knowing where the opposition is and the danger that an opposition can present. Nugent-Hopkins is with Heiskanen just to the left of the goaltender, Casey DeSmith, in the Dallas Stars' own zone when this play develops. Heiskanen threw it up the boards, and then from there, basically, it's a pinch from Jake Wallman that you don't need at that time. That brings Connor McDavid into the mix. And again, unlucky bounce off the end boards that goes right to Heiskanen, who out-hustled RNH, out-hustled Wallman. Back to the scoring zone. El Nate texted in late to the card today, and I'm assuming this is the goal that he's talking about. Yep. Is that a bad goal on Skinner? Looks like a bad bounce, but I also feel like I've seen that goal on him multiple times. Doesn't happen to others. Shouldn't he be tracking, pushing across immediately? I don't know. Well, that's what El Nate says. I don't know. Okay, Stu Skinner's playing that shot. And again, if that doesn't just graze the shin pad of Darnell Nurse, Stu makes the save, and the play's probably over because it wasn't that dangerous of a shot that came in from Wyatt Johnson. It just wasn't. So that play probably gets snuffed out. So I'm not putting anything on Skinner on that one, El Nate, at all. He is playing that, and by the time it ricochets and just goes, it's a perfect carom off the boards to Heiskanen. It's a perfect carom, and he scores into the empty net. I don't think I'd put that one on Stu at all. In fact, he made some saves last night, but again, it's awareness. It's the commitment. You're up 3-1. You have to find a way to close those out. Hey, tons of texts rolling in. We'll get to those in the 8 o'clock hour, right after Mark Spector, who will join us right at 8 o'clock. Also coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, we got Paul Sir from Hoop City. We'll check in with Paul about the first inaugural show coming up on Sports 1440 this Saturday. We'll probably bust down that Raptors game, the big win over Milwaukee, and talk a little NBA and, college hoops starting up. We got Delaney Gibb, the pride of Raymond at BYU. We talk about her all the time with Paul. Also, Dan Kingerski in the 9 o'clock hour, along with our co-host, David Schlemko for Cougar Paint and Collision. Zach Lang from the Nation Network also coming up in the 10 o'clock hour. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Nectar.io, transforming field data into boardroom insights. Nectar.io is the all-in-one solution for your fleet, safety, time tracking, and materials management needs. Nectar.io, your business made better. Here is Donnie P.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
It was game day last night as the Oilers fell to Dallas 4-3 in the shootout. The Canes, they blanked the Rangers 3-0. The Ducks clobbered the Panthers 7-3. There's the Kings over the Jets 3-0. The Wild, they took down the Preds in overtime, and the Avs edged out the Lightning 3-2. NFL trade deadline action from yesterday saw the big deals. The Colts acquired corner Sauce Gardner for 2 firsts and wide receiver A.D. Mitchell. The Cowboys, they brought in the tackle Quinnen Williams for a first, second, and Mozzie Smith. The Seahawks, they brought in wide receiver Rashid Shaheed from the Saints for a 4th and 5th, and Jacoby Myers, he was on his way to Jacksonville. On the hard court, the Raps topped the Bucks 128-100. The Thunder took down the Clippers, and the Warriors beat the Suns. Coming up on Sports 1440, we've got Sportsnet's Mark Spector right after the break. I'm Donovan Paulson. That's Sports 1440 Update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
And listen wherever you go.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey, Culligan. I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at culligan.ca.
Increase your lean muscle mass and fight age-related energy decline with Regenerlife Creatine. This high-quality third-party tested supplement helps replenish your body's energy stores to support your resistance training. Find it at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
Get Black Friday prices now at The Brick. Skip the line and save big. Get 65% off genuine leather and reclining sofas when you buy the matching Love Cedar chair. Plus, get up to 25% off bedroom and dining furniture. And buy more, save more. Get up to an extra $1,000 off select major kitchen appliances. Mattresses are up to 40% off. And with every mattress purchase, you're entered for a chance to win a cruise. Some exclusions apply. See in store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
From the locker room to your radio, Sports 1440 is Edmonton's sports leader. Real talk, big personalities, and your texts. It's interactive. It's fun. It's where Edmonton talks sports. Sports 1440.
Well, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit Nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
I'm Grant Fedork from Leading Edge Physiotherapy, and sadly some people think orthotics are just glorified shoe cushions. But I've seen a runner drop 8 minutes off her marathon, a grandmother ditch her painkillers, and a 12-year-old nail her long jump, all thanks to custom foot orthotics. So if your feet are screaming for help, flat, high, or funky, that pain's heading to your knees, hips, even your lower back, our professionals will assess you and, if indicated, custom fabricate a pair of orthotics made just for you. Happy feet make a happy person. Feet shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
This hockey season, they're all in at Metal Supermarkets. They were even practicing the wave around the lunchroom table. Till Bob's soup splattered everywhere.
I'm so hungry.
Poor Bob. Oh, well, gotta love the passion. Speaking of which, their team is all in on cutting metal to your exact specifications. And fast. Metal Supermarkets, the local convenience stores for Southside, West End, metalsupermarkets.com.
Prostate cancer affects 1 in 6 men in Alberta, and this November we're fighting back.
Every dollar raised fuels early detection and life-saving support. Donate today for the men in our province. Visit keepitinalberta.ca to start your fundraiser or donate today.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 801 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Donnie P. Josh Fenwick with you on Sports 1440. We're also streaming on YouTube. X, we're presented by Sports Select. Man, we are everywhere. And now it's time for On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Hey, we've got winter tires, and we got tires at cost. Yes, cost. Can you believe it? It's cost. Don't believe me. Check them out for yourself at NorthgateGMC.com. Yes, NorthgateGM.com as we welcome you here from Rogers Sportsnet. Good morning. Back in a pancake. How are you?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Kind of the same thing as what happened on yesterday's show.
Are we going to have the same conversation again?
Yeah, almost. It's rinse and repeat. Can't find a way to win. Can't find a way to close it out. Tired of coughing up 2-goal leads, the whole bit.
Yeah, well, I guess the good news is if I had a choice whether my problem was I get in the lead and I can't hold on to it, or I can never get a lead, I guess I know which one I'd pick. How about that?
Unless you were the comeback kids and started winning those games.
Yeah, I know, but generally speaking, it's put on a poppy. Generally speaking, I mean, listen, no one likes what's going on here. I like their game a ton. Thought they played against a really good team. They went into Dallas and they got up 2-0, and then McDavid's line had a great goal off the rush at even strength, all the stuff we've been complaining about. Made it 3-1, and you're doing great. And they find a way to get 2. I thought the Heiskanen goal was just a lucky bounce, man. Hits Nurse in the foot, hits the backboards, comes exactly out to the spot where Heiskanen's coming in. Like, I guess you could say you got to pick that guy up, but man, oh man, a lot of things had to happen right for Dallas for that goal to go in.
I agree on that. We talked about it, Spec, the fact that it was a very lucky goal with the bounce. But again, Heiskanen started that play just to the left of his own goaltender. He was the last guy to join the rush. And it was an unnecessary pinch in a 3-2 game by Jake Wallman at the red line. And then between Wallman and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, they don't recognize that Heiskanen is coming full bore because he wants to create offense, being down 3-2. So, yeah, it's a bad bounce for sure.
But you want that player picked up. Like what we do see, we saw it in the winning goal in St. Louis. We saw it in the Heiskanen goal. Is opposition players at crucial moments in the game completely unattended in front of your goal, putting a puck in the net, right? So in the end, you can slice and dice that up however you want. The final frame is an Oiler is too far away from a dangerous opposing player who's scoring a key goal. I mean, that just can't. That's not how you win, right? It's not how you protect the house. It's not how you hang on to leads. If you give guys wide open shots around your net, what are you going to, are we going to sit here and blame a goalie on these plays? Like, I don't think we are we?
No, I'm not for sure. That was asked and we answered it earlier on in the show. Mark Spector with us on Sports 1440. There was a lull there too, Spec, at the end of the first period, started the second one. The Oilers never had a shot on goal for 21, 22 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that happens. In the end, they still were leading 2-0 when that lull ended. So I can live with that. Listen, if you don't get any shots, but you don't give up any, that means that the part of the game where you were getting dominated or where the other team was making their push, they didn't score on you. So, you don't get all 60 minutes. That. So that doesn't matter to me.
Okay. I just thought it was a good 22 minutes. That's a big
that's
chunk.
a long time.
Yeah. So
that's a long time for sure.
There's so many good things last. I mean, Leon Draisaitl's goal on the power play. I mean, we've seen it. That could have been maybe his best that we've seen out of the dozens that he's scored from there. I mean, his shootout goal, amazing. it kind of gets lost in what happened last night.
Yeah, it does, because you don't get the 2 points that you thought you should have had. When you're leading 3-1 in the third period, like you're supposed to, I guess I'd say, like, what is all this? What I always wonder is, what is all the last 5 years of playoff hockey worth? Isn't that where you learn all the little things about protecting leads? Like, we've watched them do it at key times of years against teams that are desperate. Their season's on the line. We've seen this team capable of doing those things. That's probably what makes everybody the most upset. Is it's not like we're looking at the players on the Oilers and saying, you don't know how to protect the lead. We've watched it 100 times. So what's all that experience worth? When I see people say, well, we still have to, we'll learn from this. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Right? You haven't learned it yet. You're never learning, right?
And again, it's the words I said off the top, Spec. It's the awareness, it's commitment, it's attention to detail. These are they're simple things when you are instructing players. They're hard to do as a player, because as easy as they may seem, it's the natural ability that takes over a lot of these players on the ice, because they can make a play like a Jack Roslovic holding off Harley. Amazing play.
Yeah. What a great play that was.
For the first goal. Amazing. But it's the other things when all of a sudden it's like when you start thinking, you end up making poor decisions.
Yeah. I mean, sure. I guess you have to be able to play, there's a point in the game where every player has to say, it doesn't matter if I'm a 50-goal guy or a 2-goal guy. The other team has the puck. We're up by 1 or 2 in the third period of a hockey game, and it's time to defend now. And I need to be a competent defender. I need to be able to know who I'm picking up. I need to know where my assignment is, and I need to complete it. Yeah. And it's not enough to just say, well, like it's like defensemen who get a lot of points, and we say, that's how we give out the Norris Trophy now. What defenseman got the most points? You got to defend. And this stuff, you hear people say it all the time, Kev. Well, his zone exits are so good. The best defense is the puck's never in his zone. Yeah, great. Eventually the puck's in your zone, and eventually you got to be able to defend. And that's where the Oilers are breaking down. They're missed assignments, open guys, and it's completely mental. Completely mental. And don't ask me when they flip a switch on that one, but it could happen any day.
How many times have I said that phrase to you, Spec? I mean, they're switch flickers.
A little bit, I guess. I mean, sure. Again, I don't want to be too critical of a team that took a 3-1 lead in Dallas on the second end of a back-to-back. Dallas is a good team. That's a tough building, all that stuff.
But, Spec, without Jake, without Hintz, without Duchesne, without Faxa.
Yeah, okay, sure. But anyway, I'm not going to, there's 10 bad minutes of hockey last night, right? There's 10 minutes of hockey we didn't like last night, and there's 50 that you liked. I liked most of the 50. Yeah. So like, surely that can be reconciled. Surely the guys that gave you the good 50 minutes can find a way to give you a decent 6 or 7 more, can't they? You got to think they can. We watched this team go to 2 cups. They can play good hockey for most of 60 minutes, Kev. I've seen it with my own eyes.
And everyone has. And that's what I think that people get frustrated at, right? And that's where the frustration.
Yeah, sure it is. We're 14 games in here. Let's go.
Like we crapped on Bouchard yesterday, Spec, after the St. Louis third goal.
Yep.
We did it on Friday after the Ranger game.
Yep.
Last night I talked about this off the top, and I said, man, if you look at the 2-1 goal on the power play, it's a power play goal. First of all, it's a power play goal, but he's wandering around on the other side of the ice where he's not supposed to be. And again, that's awareness. It's about knowing what your job is. And if you look at how where he's standing and moving over to Ekholm's side, you go, what are you doing over there? Like, that's not where you're supposed to be.
Who would have been in the box for that? Darnell Nurse was in the box for that. No, second period. Draisaitl was in the box for that.
That's the rant, and where Leon went, give him a shove, and he goes, what are you doing? He went down like You went down like you're Matt Savoy, not Rantanen.
Yeah, he gave him a pretty good shot. Like I put it this way. I get how the ref calls it. You know, he did cross-check him. And I know Leon doesn't like it because he wants him to stand up, but we see that in both colors of sweaters lots of times. But anyway, listen, it's another, you know, like these are the things that the coaches go over and over and over and over and over, right? These are the moments that the coaches, this is why you coach, is to inform your players of things like that, where to be, when to be there, what to watch out for. And then the game starts and guys completely forget stuff. And that's, you know, Knobloch's pretty good at hiding his frustration, but you know that when they look at the video in the morning, they just shake their toques a little bit and go, how do you make that mistake? We told you about that 10 times.
Yeah, and you're right. He masks it pretty well, and he's, as I said, like, you know, the last 2 nights, there's no one there really to ask him the questions either, too, Spec. So,
yeah, there's no traveling media on this trip, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
and that's the way it is, boys.
That's exactly what I say. That's the world we live in right now. Did I see
that Bieber signed with Blue Jays?
Yeah, so it's like a player, like he took the player option, and it's not. I don't know if it's been confirmed yet by the team, but when it's out there like this, it's always the same thing. 16 mil, so that gives them a pretty darn good starting rotation spec in the sense that they would have Gosman. He's your opening day starter. Savage was probably number 2. Bieber's number 3. Barrios is at 4. And if he can find any bit of consistency, you know, that's not bad. And now you can even look at, they might have it in-house with Eric Lauer to start the year if they don't need to find anyone else, if Bassett doesn't come back, or even Scherzer for that point.
Yeah, right. Or you find a starter somewhere, a 5th starter, you know, 5th starter / long man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. I mean, I think that Bieber, that's huge. Who I just heard one of the baseball experts Mike Wilner was on Jason's show. Is that right?
Yep.
Was he on your show? Anyway, I was listening to Mike Wilner on our station, and he was convinced Bieber wasn't coming back. He said he pitched so well at the end, he'll go out and get a giant payday. Now, I guess 16 million isn't a giant payday anymore, but awesome.
Think about it too. Like, I mean, where would you want to go? Like, I mean, you're close. And again, I saw another thing too, Spec. And it was, I think, written by Max Scherzer's wife, and said they've been in the game for 20 years now. They've been in the majors, you know, Max and I. They never had more fun this year than all the World Series championships, the Cy Youngs. They never had more fun with the team, the city, the wives.
Really?
Anything like that. Yep. And I mean, it's a great post, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
And it just tells you. And I mean, maybe that can help down the road here, or even, you know, next year, because you were so close and you felt the love. And I mean, everyone keeps, you know, the love in the locker room, love in the city, love in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, we talk about culture in sports, and there are people who go, culture, whatever. One of the things about a culture, and never discount everybody out there listening, all you guys, because I know it's mostly men listening to this station, never discount how important it is that the wives of a team in any sport are have a good functional group that gets along. All the things that Mrs. Scherzer just said about the group of wives around the Jays. I'm not saying that's everything. I'm saying it's a big piece. And, you know, like Lauren McDavid takes a lot of the lead around the Edmonton Oilers, is my understanding. You know, I'm told they have an awesome group. They're friends. It's Thanksgiving. The whole team's at McDavid's house. I'm sure there's other wives that are also doing their part and pulling their end of the rope and all that stuff. But my point is this: in your house, right, it's happy wife, happy life. On a baseball team, if that stuff gets out of control, it can ruin a team, right? It can ruin a team. So the fact that they've got not only a copacetic setup, but a really, really good one, everybody's happy, it's the best city, the best fans, blah, blah, blah. That tells you they built a really good culture. And it tells you that they're doing it right in Toronto. That's one of the things that has to be in the foundation of a winning team. If that foundational stuff doesn't work, man, it is hard to win.
Well, here's one for you too, from an Oilers standpoint too, Spec. And you remember her? Her tag name on our text line is the old Metzarella, Jill Metz. So Jill, how many years ago, when the Oilers were trying to change that perspective with family, wives, things off the ice. She took care of so many things that, she was one of the reasons that everything came together for this team off the ice. Do you know what I mean?
It's important, and especially when you're Edmonton and a guy's looking here for a free agent. I know what the Oilers will do is, Kevin's here to see if he wants to play here, and they'll have someone who will take Kevin's wife on a little tour around, show her the schools, show her a lot of the things that a mother is concerned about. That she's going to, we all know she's going to make a lot of those calls in the household, right? And when you get someone like Ida Ekholm, who's a fantastic person in our community now. She's an Edmontonian. She's helping all the new people that come to town, all the new wives. I'll tell you what, don't underestimate that stuff. It is giant on a hockey team and a baseball team. And I will say to you, to my understanding and to my knowledge, the Oilers are absolutely doing that right. And that's why you're getting veteran guys with kids who are signing here now. Whereas 10 years ago, 15, you go, I know they're winning too. They got a chance to win a cup. I get all that. But there is, if you don't have that stuff, that veteran guy picks somewhere else.
It's all the little things that add up, and they could be so minute spec. It's little things like, the wives' room down at the rink for game days, because again, they come in late. They're coming in because, they're doing whatever, and they got the kids, and sometimes they might not even sit in the stands. Sometimes they just want to sit in that room with the other wives who have little kids too.
Yeah, it matters. It all matters, man. So anyway, awesome with Bieber. They got that really pieces together their pitching staff, their starting staff well.
Well,
and let's hope, I didn't see a Blue Jays team that made me think, like when the Flames went in 2004 to the Cup out of nowhere, when the Oilers went in 2006 to the Cup out of nowhere, we thought each year, they'll be powerhouses next year. Both those teams missed the playoffs. So I don't see that with the Jays. I don't see a team that did it with a bunch of mirrors and smoke. And, I thought they were a team. I think they're a team that can certainly, I'm not telling you they're going to win the World Series next year, but they're a solid team in the AL East. They can make the playoffs and take another run.
Yeah. Well, I hope everything's fine with him, because obviously he came back from a serious injury. I mean, and I'm not saying it's a similar situation, Spec, but in New York with the Mets, there's a pitcher named Frankie Montas. I don't know if you know who he is. So he basically has done the same thing. He's exercising his player option for 2026. But he's not pitching next year.
Well, is that right?
Yeah. So he's had surgery, and I mean, the Mets have paid him a lot of dough already next year. So he exercised his player option for the Mets, and Mets fans aren't too happy about it because
they're not. What's he supposed to do? I mean, if it's his right to exercise it, then he gets to exercise it. I mean, Tommy John is such a common surgery now that, I have no issues with Bieber coming off of Tommy John. He's pitched a whole bunch this year. He pitched in the World Series and had an excellent start, his last start. So maybe there's something we don't know, but if you're talking about recovering from Tommy John, everybody recovers from Tommy John now.
You know what they say, Spec? If it's elbow, it's a year. If it's a shoulder, it's a career.
Is that what they say?
I'll figure it out. Guys that have shoulder problems, when do they come back?
Yeah, that's fair. I like that.
What are you doing today with the Oilers down in Big D?
I got a day off. Got a few things to do.
Like what?
Put some new water in the hot tub before it gets too cold out.
Are you what do you mean? At the lake?
Yeah. Change it out after summer. A buddy of mine cut a giant 90-foot tree down. I got to help him clean up that mess.
Wow.
A few things to do, man. Keep busy. You know what? I don't have anything I'm committed to. I got an 8:30 hit with Halford and Bruff in Vancouver, and then Jason at 5. And in between, it's me time, baby. It's me time.
Okay, Spec. Thanks, man. We'll see you down at the rink at some point this week. Take care, man. That's Mark Spector. On the mark for Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC, powered by Northgate. This truck's for you. You guys, have you ever seen the pictures of Speck when he was doing his Frontier Fremont stuff? Hauling logs, splitting logs, cutting trees down. Well, first of all, he had the Sam Wilness lumberjack jacket on. You know, it was, I believe it's the red and black checkered one.
Yep.
You know, Sam's got a few of them. I've got a lot of them too. I'm sure you guys have none of them.
I have none of them.
Donnie, get one. That's what, like, chicks dig that stuff, Donnie.
I have one flannel, but it's not one of the Sam Wilness specials.
It's an Albertan staple, the red and black checkered.
Even if it's not red and black, any, you know.
I have many flannels.
But if you got to get the nice liner.
Oh yeah. I have I think it's my great grandfather.
Oh,
he made a flannel jacket. Damn, is that warm.
He made it.
Oh yeah. And like either my grandma or him made it, great grandma or him made it, but this is clearly a thing from the 60s that he was wearing out on the town.
Well, some of the ones that Sam has been wearing are a little questionable. I tried to find this, like, the most similar one besides red and black, but because I don't have it for the Halloween costume, but I couldn't find the exact, because he's got a few.
You find that on a guy behind the Home Depot with a
and by the dumpster, you're saying?
Yeah, by the dumpster. With
maybe that's where Sam found
with
his.
the cart and yeah.
No, but they're nice and toasty warm. Donnie, what are you laughing? You got to get one, man.
No, I'm just
laughing at my sick one-liner.
That was a little gutless. I can't lie.
What?
Saying that he picked his flannel off of a homeless guy beside a
Better than a
dumpster.
bed, right, Josh?
It's true, but you would know something about that.
I got $25 for it. Never mind. So Donnie, you got to pick up one of these. Would you? You know what what you should do, Donnie? Go to I guess the Value Village, and get a gently worn flannel, like with the insulation, with the what do you call it? The batting on the inside.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
It's broken in already.
You know what? I'll stick to my puffer jackets.
Come on, Donnie. Come on now. Like, this is an opportunity for you to get with the times.
Puffer jackets are the times. Flannel
puffer, is that like Costanza? Is that what you're talking about?
That's the jacket that he wears in every day. Well,
I'm not in today.
If you're gonna wear puffer jackets, you got to find the one that's the gold standard in warmth. I'll tell you about that off air.
Gore-Tex.
Yeah,
that's like the Costanza.
Yeah, my dad has one. He always says, "Oh, it's the gold standard in warmth." We always used to make fun of him for it. We're walking back from the bar when we still lived in Sherwood Park. He and we went out to watch something or other. It's like, here, Josh, put it on. I'm like, okay. Here's son of a gun. You weren't wrong. This is the gold standard in warmth. It was pretty cold. It was like November or something. I don't remember.
How about this cut from Jordan to me? Man, oh man. Because Speck is talking about Tommy John surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, you should create the Kevin Karius surgery. It's when you have a procedure to become witty and sexier. Or is that, maybe it's a...
I think that's
a compliment. Yes, it is.
That's a compliment.
It is a compliment,
It is. Thank you. Thank you, Jordan. You're the man. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a good lumberjacket. You got to get one, Donnie. Come on.
I'm so okay. I don't need to feed my ego and make myself think I'm a lumberjack.
You got the beard for it though.
It's coming in there. How long you been growing this thing?
No,
4 years.
I've had the beard.
It's not really a beard.
You can call it 5 o'clock shadow, whatever you want to call it. But I've kept it like this for years now. Obviously it can grow a lot longer. I just don't.
I thought when you first started here, you were just growing it, because I remember it was the mustache was coming in, and I told you that you had a baseball mustache.
No, when I first started here, I believe. No, it wouldn't have been November. But when I did my interview, it was Movember, and I did have just the mustache on.
Yeah, because I said it was a baseball mustache.
Yeah.
Because you know what that is? 9 on each side, Donnie. When we come back, we'll get to some of your texts. We got Paul Sir from Hoop City checking in at 8:40. David Schlemko will slide on in, the former NHLer for Cougar Paint and Collision at 9 o'clock. We've got Dan Kingerski from Pittsburgh Hockey Now. Donnie sent me the text last night. What direction you want to go? I said, hey, Donnie, let's go Pittsburgh. You said the Penguins yesterday were the surprise of the NHL and of Evgeny Malkin. was a surprise player of the NHL. He said, Donnie, this is the direction we got to go. Also, Zach Lang from Nation Network in the 10 o'clock hour. It's the Kevin Karius Show with Donnie P. Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440. Our title sponsor is Sports Select. And we're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Increase your lean muscle mass and fight age-related energy decline with Regenerlife Creatine. This high-quality third-party tested supplement helps replenish your body's energy stores to support your resistance training. Find it at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
Top quality flooring, locally owned, and Canadian products from Beaulieu. Yeah, that's CFI.
CFI what?
No, CFI, Custom Floors Inc.
From free estimate to professional installation, contact Custom Floors Inc. at customfloorsinc.ca.
Bring in the new year with a Canadian country legend. December 31st, in concert at the Silent Ice Center in Nisku. Brett Kissel. She drives me crazy. Multiple CCMA and Juno Award winner, platinum-selling recording artist, and top 10 hitmaker. Celebrate the new year in Alberta, country style. Bring your friends, your cowboy boots, and your party spirit for a night full of hits, celebration, and unforgettable memories. The countdown to 2026 starts with Brett Kissel live on stage. Get your tickets now at silenticecenter.com/events.
60 years ago, we started selling trucks as Western GMC Buick. Today, we are Wolf GMC Buick. We're still located on the corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road with the same ownership for over 2 decades. Our customers have trusted our family-owned, community-driven business. And for that, we are thankful. If you're looking for a truck or SUV, pop in and one of our seasoned professionals will get you a great deal, hassle-free. Come trust our team at Wolf GMC Buick. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
I'm getting McDonald's. You want anything?
Oh, yeah. I've got to get 2 cheeseburgers, medium fries, and a medium fountain drink for $9.99. Hey, maybe I'll eat 1 cheeseburger right away and save one for later. Maybe I'll stack them and eat them both at once. Options. Oh, delicious, delicious options.
So 2 cheeseburgers, fries, and drink?
How'd you know?
You were thinking out loud again. Get yourself a 2 cheeseburger meal for just $9.99 plus tax for a limited time only at participating McDonald's restaurants.
The basketball show turns 10, and we welcome a new generation of basketball talk. Hoop City with Paul Sir airs Saturday mornings from 10 till noon on Sports 1440. From grassroots to NBA to the Olympics, we've got you covered.
It's your last chance to grab tickets for the Jason Greger Pizza Pig Out, presented by GS Construction. Thursday, November 6th at the Canadian Ice House, indulge in unlimited pizza from amazing local pizzerias while you help raise some dough for Kids Sport. Then vote for your favorite slice to help crown the People's Choice Award winners. Tickets to join Edmonton's biggest and best adult pizza party are just $30. Head to jasongregerpizzapigout.com for more details and to buy tickets. Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
I'm Rick Showers from No Bull RV, and if you're serious about selling your used RV, then I'm serious about getting you the money you want. You're not the only one who wants to spend the winter in selling mode rather than storage mode, and we're happy to help.
People come to No Bull RV 12 months of the year, right, Rick?
That's right, Bob. A used RV is one of a kind, which means when the one you're looking for comes along, customers quickly pounce on it. So if you've outgrown your RV or you're looking to upsize, downsize, or just turn it into cash, come see us at No Bull RV.
You have to be serious about selling, though, right, Rick?
Better believe it, Bob. This is for people who truly want their RV gone. If we're going to store your RV for free all winter, it has to be priced to sell. And that's why customers come to No Bull 12 months of the year. Because you never know when the perfect used RV is going to arrive. And if it's here, it won't last long.
And that's No Bull.
NoBullRV.ca.
Sports Select. Get on the action with hockey, football, baseball, basketball. Bet on the original at sportselect.com. 100% legal. Must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 831 in Edmonton. Don, you getting all sentimental on us here with all that? What's going on?
No, it's just a damn good song.
Holy cow.
I haven't played that song ever on air, I don't think.
Wow.
So I just felt like it.
Very exciting. Kevin Karius Show is presented by Sports Select. It's easy to play. Just visit sportselect.com, generate the old QR code. Then it's a step-by-step guidance that you can check out on the interweb. Sportselect.com, 100% legal. Must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly. Text 833-401-1440. We'll get to those as the morning progresses. MTR giving me the gears. I will address that momentarily because it is Movember as well, too. And I also did a Movember. Johnny Sexsmith and I did one. Dean Millard, we did one all together probably 15 years ago, maybe more. And I was, you guys can Google this, Archimedes Torbert. That's what if you want to Google this, MTR, Archimedes Torbert. He was a great Civil War general, and that's what I ended up growing. Archimedes Torbert. Last night in the NHL, there were a couple things that caught a guy's eye. First of all, you just found Archimedes Torbert, Donnie?
I did, yeah.
That is exactly what I look like.
What do they call it? Is it the mutton chops?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I'm sure it wasn't quite as long as his because those are blasphemous.
I looked sharp, boy. I'll tell you what.
Kind of like playoff Zach Cassian for those of you who can't currently see the image.
Because he came down the side. There was no goat or nothing. It just came down the side and into the mustache area. It was unbelievable.
You should grow those again.
Well, but back then I was impressing the ladies, Donnie.
Well, you've already got the lady you've impressed at home.
I know. That's why I don't have to,
So, yeah.
First of all, there's a no hair zone in our house.
Oh,
no facial hair. She will not allow me to grow facial hair.
It's tragedy for you.
It is, yeah. Well,
and for me because I wanted to see you grow that again.
Archimedes Torbert. So the two things that caught my eye last night both involved the New York teams. First of all, the Islanders. Now, did you see Zadorov work over Matthew Schaefer? Okay, you got to look at that behind the net. Zadorov couldn't have ragdolled him and worked him over more than what he did. He was penalized for it. I think he got 2 for interference, 4 for roughing. And then everyone came into Zadorov. But Zadorov is as big and strong of a guy as you're going to find in the NHL. But he was like, sorry, kid, you're not doing anything that you've been doing. And I respect that. I love when a guy goes after a guy like that. And I know some guys are going to say, whoa. Now, like a guy like Pasternak's going to go, hang on, Big Z, because now guys are going to be coming after me. But sometimes you got to do things like that. Anyway, after the game, as you can imagine, Zadorov really got the business from Islander fans. He sends out a post that goes something like this. And you guys are going to love this because you guys are social media guys. Here's what Zadorov posted. Get out of my DMs and go to the rink to cheer for your team. That place was a library tonight. Did you see that, Donnie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I watched the
Did you just see it now?
Yeah, I just watched him
he gave it
up Schaefer.
He worked him, man.
He worked him good, and I appreciate that.
Well, that's a big, tough guy.
Zadorov, he stirs the pot, man. I respect the guy who stirs the pot.
That's what you need here. That's Frederick's hitting now. Like he's getting 5-6 hits tonight, but he's got to stir the pot more.
He does. I would agree, but and that's kind of what you brought Trent Frederick in for, right? Is to stir the pot a little bit, be physical, be a presence. And to this point, the hits are coming, and he's looking more like the Trent Frederick you expect him to look like.
Yeah.
Wasn't great last night, but I thought he was pretty good in St. Louis. You want him to get a little bit more into the game a little bit, but also the other guy I'm looking at for a little bit more physicality is Noah Philp. Like
that'll never happen. It's not in his DNA.
if you're Philp, you got to do something to stay in the lineup.
I understand that, but you have to then reinvent yourself. Players reinvent themselves how they play the game, but this comes from if you don't have this within you, I'm not sure if someone can instill it in you.
I would agree.
So that's been with hockey players forever.
But for me, when I'm watching Noah Philp right now, it's just a guy who he doesn't penalty kill.
No.
And he's on the fourth line.
And he's a big body.
And he's a big body who's not very physical.
Donnie. Griffin Reinhart.
Yep.
Matthew Robertson.
Yep.
These are guys, and I mean, these are the same guys. You're 6'4", you're 220 pounds. When you're that big, you got to have an edge to you. And you can't play in the league if you're 6'4" and 220 pounds and you have zero edge and you don't hit and you don't instigate stuff.
And if you don't have an edge, I'm sorry, sometimes you just got to force it. I know it might not be in your...
Then you got to change your whole DNA. Maybe it's there for some players, but he's got an opportunity in Philp, as you're saying, to stay in the league if he wants to, but then find a way to change how you play.
For me, he looks like a guy who he needs to, you're right, maybe change his identity a little bit. But I know it's hard, but at some point, you've got to wake up and smell the opportunity and smell the roses for what they are, which in this case for Noah Philp is a guy who doesn't penalty kill, who's on the fourth line, who's clearly going to be in and out of the lineup all season unless he can show a little bit more jam.
We'll get to the other New York thing. It was with the Rangers. You guys remember the Pittsburgh Pirates? Not baseball, hockey. We're talking the Pittsburgh Pirates in the NHL. Hockey. Something happened last night that hasn't happened since the Pittsburgh Pirates in the NHL. But when we come back, we're going to talk basketball with Paul Sir. Josh, think about a couple questions for Paul because you're going to be working with him on Saturday. Maybe I should get Paul to ask you a couple questions. That's coming up right after the break. Kevin Karius, Donnie P, Josh Fenwick, Paul Sher will be with us from Hoop City. It's a Kevin Karius show on Sports 1440. We're presented by Sports Select. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Mr. Rooter watches the big game. Go deep! What you watching, Mr. Rooter?
The Plumbing Olympics. Frankie Drain Dragon Sanchez is attempting to break the world record in the 100-meter snake. Watch! Wow! Did you see that? He snaked out a 50-pound clog. And in the middle of that wad, a gold medal. What theater?
Yeah, that's very cool, Mr. Rooter. For a plumber who's good as gold, call Mr. Rooter.
More fruit?
Check.
Satisfying texture?
Check.
3 amazing new recipes?
Check, check, check.
Let Booster Juice bowl you over with something completely different. 3 new acai bowls, loaded with delicious toppings including bee pollen, cacao nibs, and shredded coconut. Piled high on top of a refreshing blend of authentic acai, straight from Brazil. Spoon?
Check.
Booster Juice, Canada's original juice and acai bowl bar.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 15% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until December 13th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. It's not lost on me that this radio ad competes with a lot of other dealerships on the air. So what sets us apart? Honesty. At Northgate, we believe in giving you the very best price we can with the most value possible. We aren't giving away free trips or paying off your credit cards, but it is my promise you will get exactly what you paid for every time. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
Increase your lean muscle mass and fight age-related energy decline with Regenerlife Creatine. This high-quality third-party tested supplement helps replenish your body's energy stores to support your resistance training. Find it at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
Hot coffee, hotter takes, and the sports stories that matter. Check out Kevin Karius weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440. Be part of the conversation. 833-401-1440.
At jackpotcity.net, you can do amazing things with just one casino chip.
Discover a world of incredible casino games with over 500 high-quality online slot games, including the world-renowned progressive jackpot slot Mega Moolah. Play for free at jackpotcity.net and get treated as a VIP 24/7. So visit jackpotcity.net today on your tablet, laptop, or mobile. Jackpot City, a whole world of casino games. 18 plus. Please play responsibly. This is not a gambling website.
Across rural Alberta, volunteers and community groups work hard to make life better for their neighbors, creating new playgrounds, better rinks, and gathering places that bring us together. Vision Credit Union is proud to lend these local heroes a helping hand. Apply today for a Helping Hand grant up to $10,000 to support your community's next big idea. Let's make great things happen together. Applications are open until January 31st, 2026. Learn more at whatsyourshare.ca.
Watch out. They're back.
I don't know why you treat me like the worst moving company in the region.
Get ready for a new season of the homegrown Crave original, The Office Movers.
All right, should we roll?
The hilarious hit series from creators Jay and Trey Richards.
We're building. We're elevating. We're moving up. New space, new contract.
You guys need to go. The client is freaking out.
Where is the elevator?
It's busted.
The Office Movers. New season Friday, November 7th. Only on Crave. Proudly Canadian. Subscribe now at crave.ca.
Kente sauce.
Buddy, quit rolling up to the bar and looking like it's grade 9 grad and you're wearing your dad's old work suit. Do yourself a favor and call Game Day Suits.
Game Day Suits is Alberta-based and makes fully customizable, made-to-order suits. Perfect for hockey teams, wedding parties, or even the office crew. Book your free consultation at GameDaySuits.ca.
I'm rocking one right now. I look deadly.
You know they can't see you, right?
Okay, Mr. Announcer, you want to go, tough guy?
Game Day Suits.
With over 30 years of sports experience, this is the Kevin Karius Show, brought to you by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
Brown sugar. All right, welcome back to the big program. 8:43 in Edmonton, and time now for the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge, where the biggest sale of the year is on right now, the all-new 2025 Jeep Compass. She's a Jeep. It's a 4x4. It's got the 8.4-inch touch screen. Can't beat that. The keyless entry starts at $34,900 only at St. Albert Dodge .com, as we welcome in Paul Sir from Hoop City. Man, it's going to be taking me some time here, Paul, from, saying the basketball show to Hoop City, although it's quite familiar with you, big guy. You're by a pool right now in Scottsdale? Is that correct, Paul?
That is correct. We've timed our return to Edmonton perfectly, because I think I was talking to one of my sons, and he said that you have snow in the forecast today. So I think we've accomplished everything we wanted to.
Mm-hmm. There's a chance of flurries, Paul.
Okay, all right, there we go. That not too dramatic then. No, down here for a nephew's son's wedding, and so had a few real nice days in beautiful weather. So
and you're leaving Josh Fenwick to put the show together for Saturday, or what's going on here?
Yeah, I'm not going to show up. Josh can just wing it, but no. We've got a great show on Saturday, and really excited to get back tonight and get going on Sports 1440. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Can you give us a little hint who's coming up? Wouldn't be Delaney Gibb, would it?
Well, in fact, on the weekend at the wedding, we were at Hattie, and Hattie's name escapes me now, but Hattie is from McGrath, just down the road from Raymond, is a teammate of Delaney at Brigham Young University, and Hattie is the team captain and actually just won a national award for leadership.
Wow!
She doesn't contribute like Delaney does as one of the top sophomores in the country on the court, but as a leader, she is highly regarded, not just by her teammates, but nationally. So another Albertan from that marvelous Mormon corridor down in southern Alberta, but another Albertan making her mark in NCAA Division I basketball.
And it's unreal. I'm going to try my darndest to get Delaney on this year, make some calls. I don't know how tough it would be. Obviously, I think for your show to be live on Saturdays is obviously a no-go, I would think.
Yeah, I've talked on 2 occasions. I've interviewed her twice, and both times we had to pre-record because you're right. And now that the season is starting, it's going to be harder and harder to get her live, but worth the calls, and I'm happy to help out any way I can. The more Delaney gets on, because she's going to have a phenomenal sophomore year and continues. I mean, obviously, she's the best player Brigham Young has this year, and they're going to be relying on her more and more.
It's going to be a remarkable story, and hopefully her future continues. Hey, so let's talk about the Raptors game last night. They win over Milwaukee 128-100. Third straight win. They started with a win, then lost 4, won 3 in a row, so they're at 500. What have you made of the Raptors so far here, Paul?
Pleasant. I think they're off to a pleasantly surprising start. I think they're finding some rhythm early on. The fact that they're healthy, Kevin, is so refreshing this year to have quickly Barrett, Ingram, in the lineup for the first time, of course, is really great. And then Scotty Barnes, I think what we're seeing from Scotty Barnes right now is interesting because he can score, but he seems to be the kind of player, and I would, this is a very loose comparison, but I would make the loose comparison to the chatter about what Cooper Flagg brings to Dallas. Theoretically, it certainly hasn't shown yet, but theoretically, it's that Cooper Flagg is supposed to make the right play at the right time. That seems to be Scotty Barnes' MO as well. Like, he's not looking to score 30 a game, but if the game merits it, if the flow of the game dictates it, he will. But he's definitely willing to share the spotlight, rather. But I think what's most interesting to me is the play of R.J. Barrett and the way he has, I think, asserted himself as the lead early in the season go-to offensive force, even more so than Ingram. And that surprises me, but I think it's a tribute to RJ's offseason work and also to the Raptors 8 games in being willing to go with a hot hand.
What about RJ Barrett in the sense too, Paul, where he continues to mature as a person, as a player, and is now maybe the leader of the team?
He really seems to be, doesn't he? Like, he's definitely the most vocal. I think at first it was attributed to the fact that he's in his hometown and therefore just more comfortable speaking out and speaking up. But I think this is genuine on-court locker room leadership being displayed by RJ. And as you correctly point out, it's a real tribute to his maturity as not just a player, but as a young man. And he really seems to be the guy that's the driving force vocally, and also with his hustle play and his aggressiveness, particularly on the offensive side of the basketball. And it's paying great results. It looked good. And last night it was a genuine beatdown of a relatively good Milwaukee team so far.
What have you noticed from Brandon Ingram this year so far?
Well, I think he's been good. He hasn't, I think, wowed us. He's had a couple of real nice games, but I like him. Again, he seems willing to defer when necessary. He seems engaged. He seems working hard. I think, that length that we were talking about in earlier conversations, Kevin, that the Raptors possess, he certainly adds to that. He's a very long player, and their defense, particularly last night, really bothers the opponents, and Ingram's been a contributor there. But certainly he's been a positive. And my goodness, when you compare the way this Raptors team looks to the Raptors of the last 2, 3, or 4 years, this is, if they stay healthy, the asterisks, of course, this is, I think, a team that you can get behind and say, these guys could be pretty good. I'm curious about Quickly's consistency. If he if he can keep getting better and be more consistent as the facilitator, but be able to score at clutch moments, that could be extremely valuable as well. Last night, Pirtle looked good in his matchup with the bigs with Milwaukee. So, yeah, easy team to get behind early in the season, especially when they get on a 3-game win streak.
Paul Sir with us on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440 from Hoop City. You'll hear it starting this Saturday at 10 o'clock to 12 right here on Sports 1440. Too bad the Duke isn't here with us today. Remember, we had the Duke's Final Four, Orlando, right? He had Orlando. It's early yet; they're 3-5, but it would be nice to give Duke a little bit of a jab, wouldn't it?
Well, of course, but Duke, we love Duke, and he is, he's playing the long game as well. Like you said, it's early on, 3-5. I think everybody expected them to be tough out of the gate, but on the other side of it, we didn't expect teams like Chicago to be so good out of the gate. So there are a number of early season surprises that I think on both sides, on the win column and the loss column, that people I think are scratching their head. I mean, my goodness, the Lakers lose without LeBron, without Reeves, without Luka. They win. Ayton actually looked like a basketball player. The basketball gods are hard at work right now.
I think it's from Shorzy, but I think the line is, we'll never lose again. Will Oklahoma City Thunder ever lose again here, Paul?
I was expecting that question, and I was trying to put it into context. And of course, it's an 82 game season, of course. But there is something different about this Thunder squad from other great teams that I'm sort of in a formulation stage of trying to quantify what that means. It sounds like I'm trying to split an atom, but I think what I'm getting at is there's two things. Number one, they're a very talented, deep, young, healthy team right now. So that's number one. Now, I say that Holmgren's been banged up a bit, but their depth has, of course, shown through. Players that were contributors last year are contributing again. Players that were injured last year are contributing. So their depth is even greater this year. But here's the key, and I don't want to go too over the top with this comment. I really believe Gilgeous-Alexander is maybe the most sophisticated offensive player we have ever seen in the game of basketball.
Wow.
And here's why I say that. It's, he doesn't possess Jordan's ferocity or Bird's competitiveness or Magic's flair, those kind of, but what he does possess and what he has developed and continues to develop and perfect is an almost unguardable style of play in today's NBA. And I think that's an important differentiator here for Gilgeous-Alexander. In a much more physical era, I don't know what impact that would have had on him in the 90s, let's say.
Yeah.
But in this era, he's impossible to guard because he can hit the three. And his mid-range game absolutely decimates his defender because whatever mistake the defender makes, he will punish you for it, whether it's a teardrop floater, a pull-up fadeaway jump shot, or getting all the way to the rim. And the fact that Oklahoma City facilitates him in his game and his heavy numbers in the assist column show up, because last night he had double-digit assists in addition to his 30 points. So to go back to your question, will they ever lose again? Yes, of course they will, but not much if they stay healthy, because right now, early on in the season, on the heels of their championship, they're clearly far and away the most complete and best team in the NBA.
What's the record, Paul? I think is it Golden State 10 years ago? I think it's.
I think what was it? 16? Or no, it was over. Was it? I can't remember, to be honest.
Josh is saying something. I thought it was Golden State like 10 years ago.
It could be, but to be honest, it's not on the tip of my tongue.
To start the season.
To
start the year. I believe it's Golden State 10 years ago. So
yeah, I think they started out 24-0.
24-0. I'm just kind of looking it up too at the same time here. So
yeah.
I mean, it's a long way to go here.
24 consecutive games.
So 24 to start the year. I mean, they're a third of the way there, but I mean,
the Los Angeles Lakers in 71, 72, I believe it was. I think it was 32 in a row before they lost to Milwaukee.
But not to start the season.
Not to start the season, right? So there, like you said, there's a long way to go. So far, they look fantastic, but it's very early on. And we're 10% of the way through the season. So a lot more basketball to be playing. The injury gods can always change the complexion of a team real quickly.
Anything you want to get off your chest here, Paul, before you go for one final dip in the pool there?
Yeah, getting off. Well, number one, on our show on Saturday, we have my Stingers broadcast partner, Doug McLean. He also does the play-by-play for the University of Alberta Pandas and Golden Bears. Football and basketball. Doug's going to join us in the first hour. We're going to talk local hoops, kind of give an overview of local hoops. University, we'll talk about the Stingers, talk about some of their organizational changes, CEBL news, that sort of thing. Highlight some of the things going on just in the community in general. And then in the second hour, we do our every week, we're going to do a deep dive for 2 segments. And this week, we'll bring back in my favorite, Ben Golliver from the Washington Post. Ben is, it's basketball, it's in the weeds, it's going deep. We'll have a tremendous conversation about the early stages of the NBA season. And I think really be able to frame for our listeners what's shaking out in the NBA, what the trends are, who's hot, who's not. And then next week we'll have, for our deep dive, we'll have Jack Armstrong. So we'll get a heavy dose of Raptors. And so working on Delaney, still working on Caitlin Clark. I'm inching closer, so we're trying to pull some rabbits out of the hat here, and really, really excited.
You just got to drop your name. They keep coming. They just keep coming.
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah. Paul, sir. Yeah. That's first on mind with everybody. That's for sure.
Good stuff, Paul. Thanks a lot for coming on. Safe travels back, and good luck on the first show of Hoop City on Saturday. Thanks for coming on as always.
Thank you, Kevin. You have a great day.
Yeah, that's Paul Sear. So you'll hear the first show with Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 right after the Triple S on Saturday. So 10 to 12 right here on Sports 1440. That was the game of the day brought to you by St. Albert Dodge, where the 2025 Jeep Compass is on sale, $34,900. Check it out, stalbertdodge.com. When we come back, David Schlemko will be on the house, our co-host, on Wednesdays from 9 to 11 for Cougar Paint and Collision. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by AWS Welding Supplies in Nisku. Product sales, servicing, calibrating, free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, even South Edmonton, your one-stop shop for all things welding. awswelding.ca. Here is Donnie P.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
It was game day last night as the Oilers. They fell 4-3 to the Dallas Stars in the shootout. The Canes, they blanked the Rangers 3-0. The Ducks clobbered the Panthers 7-3. It was the Kings over the Jets 3-0. The Wild, they took down the Preds in overtime, and the Avs edged out the Lightning 3-2. NFL trade deadline action from yesterday. The Jags, they've acquired wide receiver Jacoby Myers from the Raiders for a 4th and 6th round pick. The Colts, they acquired star corner Sauce Gardner for 2 firsts and wide receiver A.D. Mitchell. The Seahawks brought in wide receiver Rashid Shaheed for a 4th and 5th. And the Cowboys, they brought in another New York Jet, Quinnen Williams, for a 1st, 2nd, and former first-round pick, Mozzie Smith. On the hardcourt, the Raps, they topped the Bucks 128-100. The Thunder took down the Clippers, and the Warriors beat the Suns. Coming up, it's hour 3 of the Kevin Karius Show. I'm Donovan Paulson. That's your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Weekly NFL giveaways, drink specials, huge screen TVs. The hits keep coming at First Round, Edmonton's NFL headquarters. Watch NFL football at First Round, and you could win a trip to your favorite NFL city for a regular season game next season. Catch NFL action Thursday nights, all day Sunday, starting with the Pro Bowl brunch from 10:30 to 2. Then Monday night with half-price boneless wings after 6 p.m. First Round, burgers, beer, sports. Downtown and Bourbon Street, West Edmonton Mall.
Looking for the perfect used ride? Now's the time. Drive away for as little as $25 bi-weekly. Go Auto has over 7,500 used vehicles in stock with something for everyone. From budget-friendly cars and road trip-ready SUVs to powerful work-ready trucks. With around 70 locations across Canada, your next vehicle is closer than you think. Whether you're upgrading, downsizing, or buying for the first time, we've got the right ride at the right price. But don't wait. These deals won't stick around forever. Start shopping today at goauto.ca.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Increase your lean muscle mass and fight age-related energy decline with Regenerlife Creatine. This high-quality third-party tested supplement helps replenish your body's energy stores to support your resistance training. Find it at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Strudley. How would you like to join me and the superstars of hockey on an exotic holiday? Join us on a 7-night cruise through the Mexican Riviera, leaving from Los Angeles and including Cabo, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, and more. While we relax and cruise the tropical waters, you can attend an intimate meet and greet with legends like Bill Ranford, Fernando Pisani, Kelly Buckberger, Ron Lowe, Gene Principe, Jack Michaels, Louis DeBrusque, and more. There's still time to get in on every hockey fan's dream cruise. Book now and save $500 per couple. The Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise. Price start at just $23.99. Part of the proceeds support the Ben Stelter Foundation and Kids with Cancer.
Visit cast.tours/Edmonton. Call 1-833-347-7678. Call now to book and save $500 per cabin when you mention promo code Stingray Radio. That's cast.tours, 1-833-347-7678.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
I don't know. Sometimes I. All right, welcome back to the big program, 9:04 in Edmonton. We got David Schlemko coming in here. He's running around trying to find headphones. I don't know what the hell's going on. Donnie P, Josh Fenwick just looking at him going, yeah, there's somewhere over there. Go look, go find him. You'll figure it out, Schlemmer. David Schlemko is powered by Cougar Paint and Collision, our family helping your family for over 40 years, and also part of the NAPA certified auto body program, cougarcollision.com. I saw an ad on TV for Cougar. I thought it was pretty funny. Old Graham was saying, we hope we don't ever see you again. Well, no, that's what the customers, we hope we don't ever see you again. But if we do, we'll be coming here kind of thing. So cougarcollision.com. Schlemmer, did you figure things out here? I mean, this is a tough situation where Donnie P's running around, Josh Fenwick is running around.
It's
just
little
to find
details,
just to find a set of headphones for you.
It's the little details when old Duke ain't here. But we're all good.
We're all good. Hey, here's a text from Elmer Fudd, because you wore your Fudd jacket in. We've talked about the Lake jackets, the lumberjack jackets. Fudd says hockey hasn't changed in 70 years as far as defensemen goes. Bobby Bond, Tim Horton, Ted Green, Larry Robinson, Chera, on and on. To win in the playoffs, you have to have big, tough, scary guys that make pretty boy forwards think at least twice about going to the net. Goalie sees the puck. You can counter with tough, scary forwards. Well, unfortunately, Elmer, the game has changed a lot.
I was gonna say it has changed a bit, but I don't think he's wrong in the fact that the Oilers definitely need to make the front of the net a lot harder place to go.
Yeah, well, you can do that. They've done that with the personnel they've had. It's the same personnel technically for a few years now. I mean, Wallman was here.
Oh no, I'm not talking about personnel. I'm just talking about guys actually doing it.
Okay, well then do it.
Right.
So, what he's saying about that, and I go like, even it's the commitment.
100%.
It's all it is.
Defense is work, man. Work, discipline, commitment. I mean, you hate to keep picking on Evan Bouchard, but it's the same thing every game, man. That first goal against last night, he's just standing in the paint with his stick in the air. I don't get it.
I even said on that, like, he should be on the other side of the axis, right? He has no business going over there.
Try to find somebody.
Go where you were before, because you came out from the other side,
like
and
you
you wandered over there.
You look at his face; it's almost like he's just trying not to get hit with the puck. Like it's
same thing again. Yeah,
it's mind blowing.
He pulled away on that one on the 2-1 goal, and I mean, like I said, I'm starting to feel bad already because like last Friday after the Ranger game, we crapped on him. I mean, last night, it's the same thing today. Yesterday's 2 days ago, the game in St. Louis with what happened on the third goal.
It's starting to snowball a little bit.
I don't know. We'll get to how a player tries to get through this. But on that third goal in St. Louis, I texted you because you were behind.
Yeah.
And I said, you're not going to believe what happened on the third goal.
Said, you will lose your mind.
And I can't repeat what you replied to me when you saw it.
Yes.
Because it was quite graphic.
There might have been an F-bomb in there.
But, and as I said, and if you go back to that Ranger game, Schlemmer, I said, yesterday on the show, I'm with the mistakes that he made in the Ranger game, that cross ice pass along the blue line that gets picked off for a breakaway and a goal, the clearing attempt, it's snuffed out, goal right away. I'm happier about those ones because at least he's trying to make a play.
100%. I couldn't agree more.
So
like puck play, there's going to be mistakes and there's going to be turnovers, and that happens with a high skill player. But like what you see in his defending in the net front and lack of box outs, like to me, that's just lack of commitment. That's just not selling out for your teammates.
So, okay, before we go about how to try to get it back on track, because I think it's there. Like he has
100%, it's there.
So what are, like, when you do video and what would happen after that St. Louis game? What do the coaches say? Like, would they go, okay, Evan, this is where you have to be, what you have to do? How does it work?
I mean, 100% they are. I don't know how Paul Coffey operates in the dressing room. Operated. Sorry. Mark Stewart. I'm sure Mark Stewart is kind of like sleepless at night with how hard he played watching these net front box outs and stuff. But anyways, Knobloch, not sure how he operates his video. Some coaches will have a team session and they'll shred guys in front of everyone. And, sometimes that really works with a guy that'll really, wake him up. Some guys, they don't take that so well, and maybe they shut her down for a couple of days.
So you say you might have to handle a player with kid gloves a little more than the other?
100%. I think it depends on the player, especially a lot more in today's game. Guys are a little more emotionally fragile. Like all coaches used to be a lot harder than they are now. But I mean, absolutely, either way, whether it's in front of the team or not, there's no way that he's not seeing this on video. And I can't see a world where they're not taking him at the end of a practice, even though I know he plays a lot, but this is something that's important.
To me, I don't even, like, you should know right away. Like, I don't think even like a smarter player knows that what mistake he's made. As again, when you're committing to coverage to a play before it even gets to video. Is that fair to say?
100%. 100%. I mean, we look back, what was it, 2 weeks ago, the Kulak-Emberson net front one?
Mm-hmm.
Like
that was in that's the Ottawa game. I think.
Knew.
Yeah.
I've seen Cooley boxing out so hard in front of the net every game since then. And that's the thing that I think kind of frustrates a lot of fans with Bouchard is like, where's the desperation? Where's the urgency? Why does it look like you don't really care?
Right. That was, I'm pretty sure it was the Ottawa game we're talking about because that was Kulak and Emerson.
Right.
And behind him, I think it was Ridley Gregg and Cousins.
You're correct.
Not the COZ Cousins, but the other one, Nick Cousins. So again, confidence. I mean, players, you went through it. It gets low. It gets low, and then something happens and it triggers, and then you got it.
Right. I mean, I think it's a little different for these guys than what I ever went through. I mean, there's some fringe guys that are trying to get their game going, but I mean, for these guys, they're a great team. They've been really close the last couple of years, and I can totally understand where they're coming from, that it's a grind, and they've hardly had a summer the last 2 years, and you got to get hot at the right time. But at the same time, they're not quite the same experienced veteran team that they were last year. They've got some rookies on this team that they need to show the way. Like, you can't just lose all your habits and lose all your desperation and compete and then just expect to be able to flick a switch and turn it back on.
So you still got the leadership core here. It's the same.
Oh,
group. Yeah. But again, this was the fourth time this year in 15 games where they coughed up a multi-goal lead and lost. It's happened 2 other times and they won. The Montreal game was wild anyway.
And that's not been part of their DNA over the last few years here. Like, they're usually a team that can lock down a game.
Yeah. So it's 3-1 yesterday and 11 and a half minutes left. So the second goal in my mind, I mean, that's just an all-world play by Rantanen. Takes the puck off his boot and it's on his stick in a tenth of a second, if that. It's in the back of the net in another tenth of a second.
Yeah, that's a nice play.
It's a really good play by Rantanen. Now, the third goal is where I have a bigger problem with. The guy that scored the goal started the play 20 feet in front of his own goaltender.
Yeah.
And that's Heiskanen. He starts the play up the boards. Now, in a 3-2 game, Wallman pinches up front. He pinches at the red line. Should you, as a veteran guy and even a coaching staff, and I mean, Connor McDavid is there in support, but it's not a defenseman. Are you told, guys, it's 3-2, we're not making meaningless or meaningful pinches. We're not making pinches right now.
You can sometimes hear that on a bench. I don't think necessarily in November, maybe that much.
Should you know?
I mean, there's always time and score. I mean, I explain that to kids as young as like U13, right? You always got to play time and score. I didn't have a huge problem with the pinch. For me, both goals, guys just got beat up ice, right? That third guy who scores both goals on the third one, it's Nuge. He's kind of in the right spot, but he's not really head on a swivel. He's just kind of watching the puck, and the guy jumps behind him and gets it.
Nuge is with Heiskanen on.
He's kind of with
no. He's with Heiskanen right as the play starts.
Okay,
in their own zone, like in Dallas's own zone.
Right,
Nuge is with them.
And I'm saying he doesn't really get beat up the ice, but he's standing there. But is he really taking the guy?
He's just kind of.
And then the second goal, kind of the same thing. I mean, it starts with Leon's turnover from about the top of the circles in his own zone. He goes for the long bomb up the middle. Transition, it comes back, and Leon's not back. Right, it's a 3-on-2. The third guy's the trailer scores. Like you said, Rantanen makes a great play, skate to stick.
Yeah,
but we're getting beat up the ice.
Yeah, to me, I'm like, I go the third goal. It starts. Again, with Heiskanen with the puck in his own zone, but it gets moved up at center ice, and that's where Wallman pitches. It's still 2-on-2, and Nuge is actually ahead of Heiskanen at that point, but Wallman doesn't get back in the play either.
Yeah. It's an unfortunate bounce, too. I get
100, that. Yeah, without question. That is, without question, off the shin pad of Nurse. And if it hits or even goes by, Stu makes the save.
Yep.
and plays over. He probably covers the puck up.
I mean, that's why you got to have your head on a swivel. You got to be a little tighter on your check. Not good enough to just stand there.
Mm-hmm. We're going to have talk a little Pittsburgh hockey here in a moment with Dan Kingerski from Pittsburgh Hockey Now. I wanted to talk about the Rangers, and unless you haven't seen Zadorov working over Schaefer last night. Did you see that?
I haven't yet.
Okay,
no.
well, we're going to find the video.
I was listening to you guys talk about it, though.
You're going to go, wow. This is like a big, strong guy that's 6'5", 240, working over a guy that's just 10 games into the NHL.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me. That's Zadorov's MO. Like that's one thing about him that pisses me off, or always did when I played. Like, have you ever seen that guy go after anyone even close to his size? It's always like a younger, skilled kind of star player that is Tommy Tough Nuts out there.
And then the Rangers can't score on home ice again. We'll touch on those later, but we'll talk a little Pittsburgh hockey with Dan Kingerski when we come back. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko. We got Josh Fenwick and Donnie P on Sports 1440. We're presented by Sports Select, and we're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram. You know, it's going to be
Whoa, who turned off all the lights?
Experience the new charcoal menu at Booster Juice.
Charcoal menu?
Introducing the Eclipse Smoothie, Blackout Booster Mixer, and Midnight Booster Ball.
Where's that voice coming from?
Dark and delicious, made with activated charcoal.
Can we please turn the lights back on?
Sorry, I'm just excited about the new charcoal menu.
Wow, that is good.
Right? Available now, only at Booster Juice.
At Cougar Paint and Collision, hard work makes for happy clients.
My dad's just been a hard worker since day one. His family came to Canada with 2 nickels, and he has made a pretty good name for himself. It takes a lot of dedication and risk to start a business by yourself, but if you keep going at it, you'll eventually make some headway. Never get ahead of yourself. That really rang true to me because we always kind of try and keep a pretty level head.
Cougar Paint and Collision, part of the Napa Certified Body Shop program.
Mr. Rooter watches the big game.
Go deep!
What you watching, Mr. Rooter?
The Plumbing Olympics. Frankie Dragon Sanchez is attempting to break the world record in the 100-meter snake. Watch! Wow! Did you see that? He snaked out a 50-pound clog. And in the middle of that wad, a gold medal. What theater?
Yeah, that's very cool, Mr. Rooter. For a plumber who's good as gold, call Mr. Rooter.
Increase your lean muscle mass and fight age-related energy decline with Regenerlife Creatine. This high-quality third-party tested supplement helps replenish your body's energy stores to support your resistance training. Find it at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
Across rural Alberta, volunteers and community groups work hard to make life better for their neighbors, creating new playgrounds, better rinks, and gathering places that bring us together. Vision Credit Union is proud to lend these local heroes a helping hand. Apply today for a Helping Hand grant up to $10,000 to support your community's next big idea. Let's make great things happen together. Applications are open until January 31st, 2026. Learn more at whatsyourshare.ca.
Finish up the season with the Lawnmower Hospital and Ego, the #1 rated battery-powered platform. Ego lawnmowers are easy to use, powerful, and efficient. Transfer the battery to the pressure washer and clean the house. Don't forget the air blowers for when the leaves fall. Get Ego at the Lawnmower Hospital. Power beyond belief. Visit lawnmowerhospital.com.
We're more than repairs. We're more than mowers. The Lawnmower Hospital.
At jackpotcity.net, you can do amazing things with just one casino chip. Discover a world of incredible casino games with over 500 high-quality online slot games, including the world-renowned progressive jackpot slot Mega Moolah. Play for free at jackpotcity.net and get treated as a VIP 24/7. So visit jackpotcity.net today on your tablet, laptop, or mobile. Jackpot City, a whole world of casino games. 18 plus. Please play responsibly. This is not a gambling website.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 Triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the two best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
This is the Kevin Karius Show of Sports 1440, a proud presentation of Sports Select.
In store or online at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
Sorry, Donnie, that's my fault. I was kind of looking at you and you're looking kind of like you were ready to roll here. I feel bad about that, Donnie, because you've been really sharp on the board today. You know, we were trying to get you this lumberjack jacket, and I just cut your grass there. You know, I feel terrible about that. So I must have to say then, because we sort of overrode that title sponsors Sports Select here, Donnie. See how I'm kind of making amends here?
Yeah, I mean, hey, true pros pro there, Kevin.
I don't think so, but we talked about the QR code at Sports Select, but they've also got the paper selection slips. Just head to your local lotto spot retailer, give them your slip. We'll put it in the computer. It'll come out, and it has all your selections. It's 100% legal. You got to be 18 plus. Please play responsibly. Our title sponsor, Sports Select. Okay, is Dan Kingerski coming on yet? Okay, we'll wait for Dan and his arrival. Schlemmer, you wanted to talk about, because we discussed Noah Philp.
Yes, yeah. And you guys were talking about that when I was driving in. So I got an opinion on that.
Sure,
and
let's hear it.
Sorry to go against you, Kev, but I think you can definitely change your game. You sure can. If you want to stay in the league, a lot of guys, you better, right? I think that's the difference between guys that carve out a 6, 8, 10-year NHL career and make a bunch of money, and the AHL superstar that makes 300, 350 grand and goes and lights it up. But it's because they're not willing to change their game.
Okay, let's go at it this way, though. There are many guys that, and I'm saying that is possible, and it happens, changing their game.
You want some examples?
Okay, okay, Sam Steele, Andrew Cogliano, all these guys.
Right. Yeah.
But those guys had jam in their game already. We need to see that from Philp. So it's not about how they play the game.
Yeah, it's adding jam. I get that.
Adding that, and that's where I'm coming from.
If you go back to have you ever watched, actually, I don't even know what the doc is, but Jeremy Roenick talk about when he first came into the league with Mike Keenan in Chicago. And Keenan wouldn't play him. He's supposed to be this unbelievable all-star young kid coming up. And he said, no, you're soft. You got to go out there and you got to learn how to play at the pro level, and you got to go and finish your checks. And he said, Mike Keenan, he thought he was an absolute dick, didn't know what he was talking about. And he turned him into the player that he was.
It's perfect. Well, he's got an opportunity here. Phil does.
100%. Another guy, Chris Russell, I played junior with, was just pure skill, skating, goal scoring machine. 32 goals from the back end his last year junior, set the world junior record for Team Canada defenseman scoring goals. Was about to be out of the league in Columbus a few years in, got traded to St. Louis, had to totally reinvent himself.
Well, then get that burr under your saddle then.
Yeah.
That comes from within. And this is what I'm saying about Phil. I mean more about inside, and not like the style comes.
But it's doable though. It is. I mean, I had to do it. I'm not a naturally physical guy. After my first year in the NHL, I went from a third pairing, 0 PK, second power play maybe guy to Jamie Playfair came in, challenged me to be more physical, bring a little edge to my game. And a few months later, I'm first penalty kill and playing shutdown role.
Good stuff. Well said. Time now for the puck report, brought to you by Fountain Tire, if you're thinking about swapping your tires, it's that time. Well, I'm thinking about it. You got to think about it. It's 15% off right now at Fountain Tire. It's a great time to make the switch or grab a new set before the rush hits. Check them out at fountaintire.com as we welcome in Dan Kingerski to the show. Morning, Dan. You're with Kevin Karius and David Schlemko. Sorry to keep you waiting a couple of minutes there, but Schlemmer was on a rant. I had to let him go, Dan.
I was enjoying it as well.
Sorry, boys.
No worries. Yeah, thanks for coming on again, Dan. But man, Pittsburgh, the Penguins starting to get a little bite from the injury bug here.
Yeah, we get home yesterday. They put 3 on IR. They demote rookie defenseman Owen Pickering. They call up Ryan Graves, who was waived, and a couple others to take some spots. And I suppose one of the, maybe the biggest of the injuries was goalie Tristan Jarry on IR for at least 3 weeks with a lower body.
So who's filling in here, Dan? Who are the guys that are going to, fill in and take the place of these guys that are out?
Yeah, look, Danton Heinen, who's sort of a journeyman NHLer who can plug in any point in the lineup, is coming up. They waived him at the end of preseason. Sergei Murashov, their top goalie prospect, is on his way up, and that's what I think a lot of Penguins fans and I am quite curious to see, because at every point this kid has just shattered expectations and gone on like 11, 12, 13 game winning streaks in the ECHL, the AHL. I think he won his first 12 in the AHL last year. And there's just something special about the kid. Obviously, the question becomes, is it too soon to plug him into the lineup? Will he back up Artie Shelofs, or is he going to play a few games? I think that's maybe the big question we're all sort of waiting to find out. But he's that's the headline of last night.
Wow.
What about Graves? Does he have any chance of kind of reviving his career, or is this more just a Band-Aid solution?
Well, yes, it is a Band-Aid. Let's not gloss over the fact that they had a chance to call him up last week, and they called up Owen Pickering, their 2022 first-round pick, who's still sort of he's still Play-Doh, quite frankly, with Pickering, trying to find his legs, his confidence, and all of that. But they called him up over Ryan Graves. Pittsburgh Hockey Now, me. I also reported that the Penguins had kicked tires on a couple of spare left-handed defensemen around the league rather than call up Ryan Graves. So that's kind of where the Penguins are on him. Can he revive his career? Sure. He has a 6-year contract. This is only his 3rd year into that. So I don't think they would say no or be too unhappy if he comes up and shows a bit of hate.
Dan Kingerski, with us on the Kevin Carey Show with David Schlemko on Sports 1440 from Pittsburgh Hockey Now. Hey, Dan, was there any chance that you thought that Ben Kindle would be still with the team at this point of the season?
No. Real simple.
Yeah.
He actually, 11th overall pick. There was quite a bit of criticism and worry when they picked him 11th, because he was really rated somewhere around 20th by most of the amateur draft nicks, right? So I think he was seen as a project, a kid with a big hockey IQ and a lot of work to do. He comes into rookie camp first week of July, and he wasn't very good. Talked with people in the organization, and we all sort of had the same opinion. He was caught, by some of the faster players. He was trying to play with the puck too much and really just had a bad week at rookie camp. But he comes into training camp, and about the 2nd or 3rd day, a light went off, and there was a different player on the ice, a faster, more decisive, really inventive, creative guy who also really showed a lot of defensive responsibility and chops. And, somewhere around middle of the preseason, we began to realize that this was for real, and wondering if the Penguins had the guts to actually, keep him into the season or beyond 9 games. And I'll tell you straight, he's earned every minute of ice time.
Well, speaking of 9 games and rookies, how about Harrison? Sorry, I'm not sure if it's Brunick or Brunicki, 19-year-old defenseman. I see that he's right at that 9-game mark. What are his chances of sticking around?
Yeah, it's Brunick, although you wouldn't be the first one to call him Brunicki, that's for sure. I would say, I've gone back and forth on that, Dave. I think at first we all assumed he was 100% because he really is sort of a special kind of skater. He's got great vision. He just sort of glides over the ice in a magic sort of way. He has a bit of that Connor McDavid skating magic to him. But then he after his first couple of NHL games really began to struggle, beaten for some goals, and you wondered if they might send him back to junior just to protect his confidence. But I think we're at this 9-game point. I'll put the odds at 75% that he stays. It's not a done deal. I think there's probably another conversation or two. In fact, I'm missing practice right now to have a chat with you guys. So we might find out today, but certainly by tomorrow. And but I know for Canadian fans, even if the Penguins keep him, I don't think it's out of the question that they send him to the World Juniors next month and kind of begin to treat him like a juniors player. But I do think he's going to stay.
Dan Kingerski with us on Sports 1440. Lots of talk, obviously, with always Sid and Gino Malk and Dan. But regarding Sid, has Hallander been on his left side more often than not? Who's been kind of going in and out there?
Yeah, it has been Hallander since Ricard Raquel was injured in the third or fourth game of the season, and Raquel is out for another month or so. Hallander, one of the 6 rookies in the lineup, if you count Artie Shelofs, has been solid. He's not set the world on fire. He's missed a couple of glorious scoring chances. The game in Toronto, if you watch that on Monday night, was a bit of a scramble because the fourth line forward, Nola Chari, got injured, and Coach Dan Muse just tossed the lines in a blender, put Malkin with Crosby, and everything was turned upside down. But otherwise, Hallander has been perfectly solid, doing his job, fishing pucks off the wall and feeding Crosby. He hasn't necessarily impacted the game beyond that. He hasn't finished any of the chances, but he's been good.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Schlemmer. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dan, you see Sid day to day, more than we do, obviously. Anyways, just how is he still doing this? Like he looks so good right now, as good as he has in years. Like, is it the Olympics coming up motivating him? Maybe like proving people wrong start of this year? Is it just like pure excellence? I don't know.
Are you jealous?
A little bit.
Schlemmer still wants to play, Dan.
I would too. That's before the season. I think Kyle Dubas described him a couple of times as our Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Right. Where, he's got 2 more years on his contract, but I don't think the Penguins see their relationship with him ending in 2 years. I think it's going to keep going. And look, his work ethic is absolutely legendary. Guys come in from other teams and, invariably you'll talk to them and they'll mention Sid and like, my gosh, this guy works. And it's a competitive fire that in my mind, only Michael Jordan rivals.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Only Michael Jordan has had that same sort of fire, although Sid is a much better human being about it than say Jordan was in his heyday. But it's just an absolute desire. His game keeps evolving too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, as the game's gotten faster, he's gotten tougher and grittier to find a different niche. And whatever he needs to do, he will. And I think that's the greatest testament to him.
Hey, Dan, it might be safe to say that the Penguins had maybe the highest profile coach, an American coach in Mike Sullivan for a long, long time. When Dan Muse was hired at the start of this year, I mean, a lot of people in the tight hockey circles may have known a little bit about him, but for the casual fan, I don't think, and maybe even in Pittsburgh too, they had no idea who this guy was.
Right.
What's this been like for Dan Muse in the start of his career and how things are coming together for him so far?
Yeah, Dan Muse has lots of friends in low places, maybe not as many friends in high places. When he was hired, my phone blew up from a lot of my junior hockey and hockey school and coaching contacts at the lower ends of the industry, how many guys have spent the day at the rink with him and really deep conversations. He has been an absolute revelation, a breath of fresh air, and he's wonderful to deal with. He pulled 4 or 5 of us beat reporters aside before the season and said, "Hey, my door is open. If you have questions, we're all here to do a job. I know you have a job to do," which compared to the previous coach was unbelievable. I almost hugged the guy. It was such a change. But and he's changed the system too. The Penguins are playing far more on the rush. Their defensive scheme is a little bit complicated, quite frankly. And Erik Karlsson told me the other day that they're still kind of deciding how they're going to play it and figuring it all out. I think that's an interesting part, that he hasn't come in with a sort of a junior hockey system and oversimplified things for the young kids. He's actually coming in with some innovative ideas and a hybrid defensive scheme and a neutral zone scheme. And I'll tell you straight up that the guys love him, because he's always in communication. He'll sit down and watch video with you for an hour. He'll tell you what you did right and wrong. And there's really a family atmosphere that's reborn inside the Penguins.
Yeah.
Dan, would it be possible to elaborate on the complicated defensive system? Are they doing something different than everyone else is doing?
Well, American radio would never ask me that. I'm just going to point that out. Yeah, the neutral zone is a 1-1-3, which sounds like a trap, but it's anything but. It really encourages the defenseman to almost be at times a forechecker, to jump up and take away those breakout routes. And most defensemen, you're looking up, you're not expecting to see Erik Karlsson jump from blue line to blue line, intercept a pass, or Chris Letang. And so Muse has really created a neutral zone system that plays upon his defenseman's strengths. And in the D zone, they've got a hybrid. I call it a catch and release, really, where, let's call it the dots or the top of the circle, it's man-to-man. Below that, it's man-to-man. But at the top of the zone, he's kind of bucking the trend and playing a zone up high. And I know a lot of coaches are going to the man-to-man up high, kind of like a Carolina sort of thing. But he's going the opposite direction, and down low, you're man-to-man. So that's what maybe some of what the guys are figuring out, the communication, where a forward might have to let a guy go, or a defenseman might let a guy go. Mm-hmm. As he rotates through the zone. And we've seen some mistakes, but we've also, they held, what was it, Toronto to 20 shots the other night.
Yeah, it's pretty good. How's your Swedish, Dan? Are you going to Stockholm next week for the Global Series?
I've been watching the Muppets quite a bit. Does that count?
The Swedish chef?
Yeah, I guess I will learn on the plane. It's going to be an interesting road trip for sure, and I'm always game for some local cuisine and to find some things. So maybe I'll do some videos and such on that.
Oh, that's going to be such a cool experience. So 2 games in 3 days, and against Nashville. Just maybe an expectation for this has been done before, but it's something new maybe for you. I don't know.
Absolutely new for me. I've never been across an ocean before. My travels have always been in North America, including taking some vacations to Edmonton, which people
vacations.
Hey, listen, it seems like I never have enough time in Edmonton to get enough Donner pizza, right?
Good stuff. Hey, Dan, thanks for breaking away from practice to do this. Really appreciate it. Safe travels to Stockholm, and hopefully we can catch up soon. Thanks for coming on.
Anytime, guys.
That's Dan Kingerski from Pittsburgh Hockey Now, and the Puck Report brought to you by Fountain Tire. And a quick heads up, it's tire changeover time, and Fountain Tire is the place to be. Check them out at fountaintire.com.
That's a pretty knowledgeable beat reporter there.
Well, when he's talking 131 and talking,
I was impressed.
It was a great line. American radio guys would never ask me that question.
That was good.
Yeah, he's a beauty. And I met him when he was up here covering the Penguins. So he's one of those guys that's always with the team and stuff. Those are the guys that you want. You want to talk to.
Sees it well, obviously.
Yeah. Josh Yohe, he's another guy down in Pittsburgh for the Athletic. And They're a team that right now would be considered a surprise, 8-4-2. They're on a 2-game losing streak too.
Definitely.
So
think about what the media was saying about these guys in the summer.
Where Sid? Where are you going? Where do you want to go, Sid?
Right.
Where do you want to go? And they're right there. They're tied with New Jersey with 18 points. Devils have a game in hand, but
it's a great start.
And again, they got 5-6 rookies now in the lineup.
Yeah.
I think he's counting Shelov's in there too.
But and Sid's been doing this for years, but you look back as far as like a Jake Gensel, Sheary, Brian Rust, those guys were all rookies too. He takes those guys under his wing, and
Kunitz. All these guys, right?
Yeah.
Now he's got a guy that really no one's even heard of on his left wing.
He's got a fresh batch of nobodies. He's going to turn into players.
Fresh batch. I haven't seen it. Is it time for in or out, Donnie? Oh, Donnie has just sent the in or outs.
Yeah, they were a little delayed today, but they are.
No.
Also, the Penguins preseason betting line, by the way, fellas.
For the Stanley Cup?
No, just their total wins.
Oh.
Was 76.5. So relative to their pace currently.
You're talking points.
Sorry, yes.
That would be. I'll take the under.
That's a lot of
Donnie, I'll take
points.
the under on wins.
Sorry, I'm just so used to the football betting line.
I know.
Yes,
Donnie.
points 76.5. So relative to your Anaheim Ducks, the Ducks I think were 82.5 or 83.5.
Yeah.
This team was supposed to be hot garbage, and everybody the one that's Malkin's been a shocker to me, but the more I look into Kindle, he's one of those guys where it's like, oh my God.
I think at some point he'll be down though, right? And if he doesn't go to World Juniors, as you said, there's an opportunity there, but I think at some point he returns with Calgary, right?
What nationality is he? Czech?
Who?
Kindle?
No, he's
he's North American?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I just saw the name. I thought he was Euro.
No. He played in Calgary last year.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're thinking of Jakob Kindle, probably.
Oh, every Kindle I've seen has been from Czech.
He was again 11th overall last year out of Calgary, so he'll go back to. Think about the Hitman right now. We
could use that.
Coming back.
We could use that guy.
12 games played. He's got 5 goals, no assists. Oh boy.
Sure.
He's a 100-point guy for Calgary last year. 35 goals, 64 assists.
So if he cools off, he'll probably be playing for Team Canada.
Yeah, and
it might be either way.
He's 5'11", 180 pounds. So he's got
That's just average now, no?
It's a big guy. That's a big guy in the league, Schlemmer. When we come back, we'll go in or out with Donnie P. It's the Kevin Karius Show with David Schlemko, Donovan Paulson, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're presented by Sports Select. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
You know your neighbor, right? The one who watches your house when you're away, who keeps their yard looking nice, who says hello every day. That's us. GS Construction. Now, we probably don't live right beside you, but we do live in your community. And when it comes to water and wastewater infrastructure, moving along smoothly, we're the ones doing that work. GS Construction has been doing it since 1974, over 50 years. So you could say we are your neighbors who wear hard hats and work boots. To find out what your neighbors do, visit gsconstruction.ca.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
I'm getting McDonald's. You want anything?
Oh, yeah. I'll get I've got to get 2 cheeseburgers, medium fries, and a medium fountain drink for $9.99. Hey, maybe I'll eat 1 cheeseburger right away and save one for later. Maybe I'll stack them and eat them both at once. Options. Oh, delicious, delicious options.
So 2 cheeseburgers, fries, and drink?
How'd you know?
You were thinking out loud again. Get yourself a 2 cheeseburger meal for just $9.99 plus tax for a limited time only at participating McDonald's restaurants.
Legacy Heating and Cooling jingle auditions take one for Gene Principe. Are you ready, Gene?
Ready? I'm not just here to make a thermo a couple of bucks. I'd never just microphone it in.
Take one.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Nice.
Boom! I'm a musical genius.
Legacy's going to love this for furnace season.
What's not to love with no interest and no Principe payments for 1 year?
Are you always like this?
Yep, unlike a furnace, I have no filter.
Legacy Heating and Cooling.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
Increase your lean muscle mass and fight age-related energy decline with Regenerlife Creatine. This high-quality third-party tested supplement helps replenish your body's energy stores to support your resistance training. Find it at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 946 in Edmonton. Donnie P., are you a closet trooper fan that I'm unaware of? I mean, you had 3 dressed up as a 9 the other day. Now we've got the boys in the bright white sports car. What's next?
I wouldn't even call myself a closet trooper fan. I just like Trooper.
What's next? 1 for the money, 2 for the show? What's next?
It might be next tomorrow. Yeah. I'm going to play another Trooper song now that you keep calling me out on Trooper.
Really?
I'll play another one tomorrow, and then I'll wrap it up on Friday with another Trooper song.
I just can't believe this. Why? This is an old band, Donnie.
What can I say? I've got a lot of taste.
See, that's okay. When you say something like that, I can't say that with a straight face, Donnie.
I can absolutely say that with straight face. I think my music taste is hey, the text line always gives me a little pump up on my music taste, but
really,
hey, you know what? We can't all be grade A music connoisseurs like myself.
All right, Donnie, time now for in or out. Oh man. Maybe.
Okay, you know what? Moving too fast. Bottom line. Are you in or are you out? In or out of what? No time for questions. Just action. In or out. Well, then I'm out. I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Are you in or are you out?
On Sports 1440.
I thought you would go, I'm in, Bob. We would have had a really cool moment, but you kind of ruined the whole thing.
All right, Donnie P. and Leonard Buck.
All right, Steph, I'm saying it's winner. Trade deadline yesterday is after trading for Sauce Gardner, obviously.
For Sauce Gardner. Well, okay. Well, there were really, again, only 3 teams that were involved heavily.
There were. Depends on how you view it.
Would you say, picking up a player like Jacoby Myers, is that a little piece that you might look at? Maybe even a guy like in Seattle, they pick up a receiver there.
I just think the biggest impact piece, well, you could argue that Williams will be the biggest impact piece, but relative to, this Colts team right now, they're competitive. They want to win, obviously.
I will go in, Donnie, because, again, the Colts offense is at or near the top of a lot of offensive categories. They got the best running back going in the league right now. Daniel Jones, take away the game last week against Pittsburgh, has been pretty darn good. So the offense can get the job done. Michael Pittman Jr. quietly, pretty good.
Yep.
So I'll go there. Got a good young tight end. Defense, they're in the middle of the pack in a lot of defensive categories. You would have to say that Sauce Gardner can help out the secondary here. When you look at the trades that Dallas made, and, even with we don't know what the Jets are going to become here yet. So I'll go in on this one. The biggest winner, Donnie, I'm going to agree with you, the Indianapolis Colts.
All right. That's a long-winded in.
I know. Triple C in a truck says out already.
Really?
I think you might be out too, Schlemmer, or what?
Well, I'm wondering, does it have to be a team or can it be a player? Because
it can be a player too.
I think Joe Flacco is the biggest winner by far from going from Cleveland to Cincinnati.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Okay, does that count as a deadline deal?
I'll count it as deadline
Oh,
season.
come on
Deadline
now. Come
season?
on now.
I'll give you a break.
Okay.
But I'm going, okay, you're looking at, you say the Colts. You don't word it properly, Donnie.
Okay, if we go with the team, yeah, I'll probably be in. How can you argue with a name like Sauce?
Again, you didn't say player, Donnie, in the wording. What's the parody there, Donnie?
The biggest winner of the trade deadline. You can interpret that however you want. That's left open-ended for a reason. It didn't say team. It didn't say player.
You get
Biggest
another
winner,
shot
period.
on the next question.
I get another on the
You
second
do.
one, yeah.
The biggest loser of the trade deadline for me, it's the New York Jets and their fan base.
Or are we off to number 2 already?
Yes, because
Okay.
you looked at the first question and you're already in.
Well, I guess so. Like if you're saying it, you could say that Sauce Gardner is the biggest winner then, not just the Colts.
True.
You
Because
could.
That's fair.
Sauce Gardner's going from a team that is still in rebuild mode for a number of years, even if he didn't get traded. And they're 1-7, and he's got a chance to get to the AFC. Oh, they're not going to the AFC Championship, but he's got a chance to get to the playoffs. How's that sound?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
that's more than
Okay.
fair.
So the biggest loser now, you're saying?
Yes, the New York Jets and their fan base.
I got to go in on this one. I don't know. I can't make any argument against it. That's a pretty obvious one for me. How about you, Kev?
Well, I guess so. I mean,
you're going to come up with something here, aren't you?
no, well, like again, at the top of the show, Schlemmer, we discussed this with Antoine Staley from the New York Daily News. Now, in 21-22, this is the same exact, not the same exact, a similar scenario of where the Jets are going to 26-27. They had all these first-round picks, and they had decent draft. So that's only 5 years ago, like, back to 21-22, when you're going to say that what they're looking for in 26 and 27. And they made some good selections. They picked some good guys. But what'd they do? They said, we don't have a quarterback, so we're going to get rid of Sam Darnold. Is that his name, Josh? Got rid of Sam Darnold.
So they emptied the cupboard.
Well, no, they gave up on him. And then they thought, okay, to their defense, they thought that Aaron Rodgers, when he came in there, was going to give them a year.
Yeah.
And then he gets hurt in the first game.
That was tough.
Tough. Still don't have a quarterback. They might not have a quarterback in these 2 drafts coming up. By the time this quarterback does something, it could be 2030 if they draft a quarterback.
So are their fan base not losers?
I don't. Yeah, sure. They're all losers in New York.
The draft picks give fans hope immediately, but then you also have to look back at like the track record of what the New York Jets have done, which is squander every opportunity they've pretty much ever had. I look at a team that, sure, you can trade Sauce Gardner and you get a great return for him, but at the end of the day, do you believe in your ownership and your management to make the right picks? I don't with the Jets, and I also view it as, what if you you were already bad in the first place. What if you just took the quarterback in the first round in general and then left him a pretty solid foundation around him?
Oh, I don't. Well, again, yeah. I mean, they're not going to be ready till 2030.
Clearly not. After trading those 2 guys yesterday, they aren't going to be ready for quite some time. But off to number 3 here, fellas. I'm believing the Oilers, much like years past, are going to be needing to acquire a 4th-line center once again.
I'll probably go out on this one. I believe it's in-house already.
With who?
Adam Henrique.
Oh, you think he's going to be the 4th-line center? Okay.
That's what I would do. I would have Henrique as the 4th-line center and RNH as the 3rd-line center.
Splitting them up, eh? But Okay, I guess I'm gonna be in on that, Donnie. I think you always like some center depth, especially kind of those role players, and with a little bit of that grit that they're missing right now. I mean, I do like Henrique as an option on the fourth line, but I think that takes away the option to throw Nuge in there with McDavid or even Draisaitl, maybe. Who knows? But
I mean, this is assuming that Zach Hyman is back this month.
Yeah.
Right? So Hyman obviously moves into Connor McDavid's right wing.
Yeah.
Automatic.
But then
Mangiapane moves over to the left side, probably. Okay.
So if
Nuge goes into the 3-hole, because I think for the most part, most people would say they're happy with Leon and Jack Roslovic right now.
All
and
right
Podkolzin is there as well.
I mean, 100%.
So where does that put that? Where does that leave Nuge?
I mean, what if Mangiapane's struggling? You want to reignite that old chemistry, and now you got no one to stick in the 4-hole.
Lines change every 7
Well,
seconds.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But if what I'm saying is that they have a fourth line centerman in Adam Henrique that can kill penalties and win some faceoffs right there.
I with how Nuge has played this season, I feel like Chris Knobloch's just going to run back the Nuge, Hyman, McDavid line, and then you're just going to see.
I think so too.
Henrique stays that 3C with some variation of whatever is left.
Well, it'll be Mangiapane.
Probably Mangiapane.
Well, it has to be. Well, who else is it going to be?
Yeah.
But
Mangiapane goes
I don't
on
know
the
who'd
third
be on
line.
the right or who'd be on the other
Well,
side.
then, I mean,
that's another question.
You're
mark.
either taking Savoy out of there or Frederick.
Yeah, and then I don't know. But I think the Oilers are at the point right now where I'm watching them and I'm thinking this team needs a little bit more punch on their fourth line in particular.
Agreed.
Especially when you watch that game last night where, I mean, Ike Howard was their leading minutes guy on the fourth line with 8 minutes, and you look at Tomasic, 6:12 I think was his total time, and Philp was 6:48.
They went 3 lines.
I know they did, but you probably want a guy with a little bit more jam who can get you into a game more. And I'm not seeing a lot of that from their bottom six in particular.
I actually want to talk about Tomashek a little bit, but we can. The next question will lead into it.
Well, number 4, this one might be divisive, but I'm starting to question Chris Knobloch and the way that this team plays.
Go ahead, Schlemmer. You're ready to rock and roll.
I mean, I'm obviously questioning it too with everything I've said this morning. Just the lack of urgency, desperation, compete, some habits falling to the wayside. But when you mentioned Knobloch, and I think he's looked like an absolute genius. Basically, every decision he's made since he's gotten here. But for a guy like Tomashek, I would have gone kind of the opposite way. Like he came into camp, and he must have had a great camp because he got every opportunity right out the gate, like first line, first PP, everything. Had some chances, had a ton of chances, just couldn't bury. And then
he was going hard to the net.
Yeah, it was playing hard, and then you could, you wasn't seeing the results, and you start to see his minutes go down and down. And I heard Louis mention, I don't know if it was last night or the game before, but he was saying to Louis, like, wow, I have a whole new appreciation for guys that don't play that many minutes and get on the ice much. And it totally changes your mindset. You're more scared to make a mistake. You feel like you got to just play more straight line, hard hockey, chipping pucks. And I don't know, with a guy like that, I think I would have went the opposite way. I would have really let him kind of dip his toe in a little bit first, shelter him a little bit, and let him kind of get that confidence, and then give him that opportunity as he's feeling good about himself.
What if he wouldn't have, like, if you say he dips his toe in and it doesn't come for him, are we in the same boat here then?
I guess so.
Yeah. I mean, he got the opportunity, and again, he played hard at times. He was, out of all the forwards going hard to the net, he would have been at the top or near the top of the list for a period of time.
Looks like a shell of that player right now, though, right?
But that's because he's in and out of the lineup.
Probably never been in that situation before.
Like,
at 29 years old, right?
We're going to be looking at a lot of roster moves here coming up.
Yep.
Like, I mean, and and a guy we haven't even talked about who could be the fourth line C is Matthias Janmark.
True.
I mean, because that's another point. Let's be honest here. Chris Knobloch likes him.
Trusts him.
And trusts him. Better word. Trusts him. He's been in the 4C before. In the playoffs.
Yep.
Been in 4C.
He is coach's dream, that veteran player that plays the right way, that you can trust in any situation.
All right, go to number 5 there, Donnie.
Number 5. Today is not only National Football Day, but it is also Odell Beckham Jr.'s birthday. So I'm saying that his catch is still the most impressive football play of all time.
I always will ask. So you go ahead.
I was going to say, like, for me, that is watching that live was pretty unbelievable. I'm sure Kevin's got a better one from 1972, but I'll be in with you, Donnie.
How did you know it was 1972?
Is it actually?
It could be. I don't know. I don't know if it is 72, but it's pretty damn close. Hang on a second. Okay. So go ahead. You think, okay, that catch. And
That catch was unbelievable. I mean, they basically won the Super Bowl too. So it's harder for me to think of a nicer catch that was more important.
Nicer catch that's more important. Okay, I'll give you the nicer catch. And I don't know if you're some sort of Nostradamus here, Flemmer.
It was 72.
December the 23rd, 1972. I just punched it up.
Unreal.
December 23rd, 1970. I know MTR is going to talk about the Dwight Clark and Joe Montana thing and all that. Or, as the question is worded, Donnie, the most impressive football play of all time, the Immaculate Reception. And I know you probably don't even know what the hell that is, Donnie.
The off the shoe thing?
It could be off the turf, to be honest with you, if you're an Oakland Raiders fan.
Yeah.
It was the Franco Harris catch. It was the Franco Harris catch in the AFC divisional playoff game between the Steelers and the Oakland Raiders. And the Steelers had Pittsburgh dead to rights. Terry Bradshaw throws an absolute bullet, hits some donkey in the helmet, bounces. It does. And a lot of the play, some of the rules said the play should be dead at this time. Bounces almost off the shoelaces, maybe some of the turf of Franco Harris, and he runs it into the end zone for a touchdown. Obviously, no review at the time, no nothing. People were stunned. The Oakland Raiders to this day think they got jobbed on it. When you look at the question, Donnie, there's your answer.
I knew exactly.
You didn't know
I knew exactly where you were going with it. I knew before the question, but still, OBJ's catch will.
Just a second here. Now that I even go down a little further, that from the day that Schlemmer added, NFL Films has chosen the Immaculate Reception as the greatest play of all time, as well as the most controversial. NFL Films, Donnie.
Like, how do you have room in your brain for anything else besides all these sporting events, man?
That's a big one.
But you're explaining the game like it was played yesterday.
Well, it's on every because it's on 100 million highlights.
Okay.
You know, man.
I was just trying to pump your tires a little bit.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. But, you know, even like if you watch a Terry Bradshaw 30 for 30 or whatever documentary,
you always
like
see
that's
that.
all in there. Franco Harris, obviously, in there. I mean, back then, the Pittsburgh Steelers were, the Steel Curtain. You had Bradshaw, Joe Green.
A little before
Franco,
my time.
Lynn Swan, all these guys. I mean, man. See, even MTR knew he was going to come in.
Yeah.
The Immaculate Reception was fake. And look, I didn't even
fake.
The best is the catch in the NFC, Montana to Clark. Like, I mean, I knew he was going to say it. I said that how long ago before that, right, Donnie?
Well, with a name like MTR.
Yeah.
Shocked.
Yeah. Shocking. Donnie, you pretty excited about what are you guys laughing at now?
Elmer Fudd. Remember our resident
no.
Jets fan who has been chiming in all show about the Jets?
Yeah. Oh, boy, don't say that one word.
I'm not saying the one word, but hey, the fans of the Jets are not losers. We may be ugly, we may be slow-witted, but don't refer to us as losers. We are smart enough to know what the word means.
It's been there for a while. Well, we had the big Sislowski on, Alan Sislowski. And this is a guy that is a Jets guy. And he sent out the 20 best quarterbacks since Joe Montana in the late 60s.
Yeah.
And the list is unbelievable. Like, this is like 50 some years. And the list for the Jets, like the number one quarterback, I can't remember who it was now. But I mean, Aaron Rodgers was in there. He played like 4 downs. I mean, Chad Pennington was up there. I think he was 3 or 4, but who was the number one guy? I think it was O'Brien. Man, oh man. Anyway, good stuff, Donnie.
Butt fumble in there.
Sanchez was in there. He's in the top 10 for sure. And well, that's the problem. They don't have anyone that's even worth.
All right.
And this is 50 years. In the 10 o'clock hour, we will check in with Zach Lang from the Nation Network. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by First Round. And once again, Sundays get even better at First Round because you can win an NFL helmet or a jersey. You can also enjoy the Pro Bowl brunch. It's only at Edmonton's NFL headquarters, First Round, right here in the mall that has it all on Bourbon Street or downtown on 104th Avenue. Here is Donnie P.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
NHL action tonight. The Toronto Maple Leafs, they're hosting the Utah Mammoth. Puck drop going just after 5 o'clock. It's the Blues traveling to Washington to play the Capitals. The Flames battle the Blue Jackets. The Canucks clash with the Blackhawks. And the Sharks play the Kraken. Some NBA action. We have the Thunder in Portland to play the Trailblazers. The Kings host the Warriors. The Heat and Nuggets clash. The Pelicans, they battle the Mavs. And the Grizzlies play host to the Rockets. Coming up in about 10 minutes' time, we have Oilers Nation's Zach Lang. I'm Donovan Paulson. That's your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. VHJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. It's not lost on me that this radio ad competes with a lot of other dealerships on the air. So what sets us apart? Honesty. At Northgate, we believe in giving you the very best price we can with the most value possible. We aren't giving away free trips or paying off your credit cards, but it is my promise you will get exactly what you paid for every time. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
The job won't wait. Why should you? At AWS Welding Supplies and Repairs, conveniently located in Nisku, we've got everything you need to get it done. From product sales to servicing and calibrating machines, we're your one-stop shop. We're a proud, locally owned and operated business, committed to serving our community with a proven track record of customer service. Don't let a broken tool slow you down. We offer fast repairs and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. AWS Welding. We make it happen.
Get the lowdown with Low Tide. Weekdays from noon to 2 on Sports 1440. He's seen it all and then some. From stats to stories, he breaks it down like no one else. Proud to be Edmonton's sports leader. Sports 1440.
It's your last chance to grab tickets for the Jason Greger Pizza Pig Out, presented by GS Construction. Thursday, November 6th at the Canadian Ice House, indulge in unlimited pizza from amazing local pizzerias while you help raise some dough for Kids Sport. Then vote for your favorite slice to help crown the People's Choice Award winners. Tickets to join Edmonton's biggest and best adult pizza party are just $30. Head to jasongregerpizzapigout.com for more details and to buy tickets.
At Cougar Paint and Collision, hard work makes for happy clients.
My dad's just been a hard worker since day one. His family came to Canada with 2 nickels, and he has made a pretty good name for himself. It takes a lot of dedication and risk to start a business by yourself, but if you keep going at it, you'll eventually make some headway. Never get ahead of yourself. That really rang true to me because we always kind of try and keep a pretty level head.
Cougar Paint and Collision, part of the Napa Certified Body Shop program.
The Kevin Karius Show, breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams, even though his favorite Junior A hockey team is the Yorkton Terriers. Thanks for checking in with Sports 1440.
Would love to have him in studio, thanks. All right, welcome back to the big program. 10:09 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko with you. Donnie P, Josh Fenwick, cast of thousands here on Sports 1440 in the West Edmonton Mall studios. And, well, that's another great song, Donnie. You know what football movie that's from?
You always ask this every single time I play that song.
And you never remember, do you?
And I never remember because, simply put, I don't remember which songs are in which movies.
That's unfortunate, Donnie.
Like, how do you remember that?
Well, because it's one of the best parts of the movie when they are, it's a montage of a winning streak. So remember the Titans, you know, they're driving down the street and everyone's getting free haircuts. They're getting this, getting that, you know, and, you know, the one guy's got Gary Bertier got the fancy car. Unfortunately, that car ended up to be when he was paralyzed in the car accident. Too bad, but
you remember his name in the movie.
Gary Bertier. Yeah. And that's a real life guy too, because he went on after he was paralyzed in this car accident, was a Paralympian for the United States Paralympic team. Now, do you remember strong side? What was the other guy's name? Joshy boy. Come on now. Don't even look at it. Don't look at it.
Oh. It was
Julius. There you go. Yeah. Do you remember his last name? Come on now.
Randall.
Is it? No, it's not.
Definitely
Come
not.
on.
It's Julius Randall.
David Schlemko, presented by Cougar Payton Collision, our family helping your family for over 40 years, part of the NAPA certified auto body program. Check them out at cougarcollision.com. You like that movie, right, Schlemmer?
Great flick.
Remember the Titans?
Yeah, great flick. I can't say I remember like certain characters' names in the movie, but it was a great movie.
You know, because I remember, you know, they're going into the big game at the end or whatever, and this was after that accident, and Denzel Washington, he's Coach Herman Boone, and he goes, you can never replace a Gary Bertier.
Right.
You know, so
Denzel was unbelievable in that movie.
He really was. I mean, and you think about how that movie at the beginning, and then they go to the Gettysburg area for camp, and then when they get back, they're like everyone's getting along, and they get back into town, and it's like how it was.
Segregated.
Yeah. Unreal. Before we get to Zach Lang, anything else you want to clean up here? So we talked about Philp, and a lot of people are saying, yeah, I agree with you, Schlemmer. And again, but okay, the question is, can that not come from within?
It can. I think it's going to need a little help. Like he's going to need a little bit of kick in the ass and a little encouragement to do it. But I mean, just from going through it personally myself, I found that like the more you do it, kind of the more confidence you have to play physical. Like I guess maybe I was thinking I'm not that big of a guy. Like I'm not going to hurt anybody. But I started to notice after when you're playing more physical, you know, guys, maybe you're a little bit harder to play against. Maybe guys aren't going to finish you as much on the forecheck. And yeah, like that's a thing.
Now, okay, did you ever get a coach come to you, Schlemmer, and go, here's a situation. And as you said, you changed your game a little bit. Let's use Noah Philp here. And again, this is still a guy, you think about it, he took a year off, and he's still, even though he's not a young guy,
he's still pretty green.
He went through a lot of stuff away from the ice. Could a coach go up to him and say, Noah, what do you want to do here? Do you want to play in the NHL, or do you want to be in Bakel, or do you want to go to Europe? What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Like if you want to stay here right now, you want to stay in this organization, because I'll tell you what, there's probably a lot of organizations that have watched him play here and see something just like the Oilers do, but they don't see what they need.
Yeah. I think that's definitely a conversation that can and should be had. Do you have to be careful with that conversation? Probably. I mean, it's got to come probably from the right coach who he believes has his back and can speak to him with that candor, and he's going to take it in the right way.
Yeah.
Because like you said, he is still green. Like he doesn't have that much pro experience or NHL, hardly any. He's a big frame. He's, from everything I hear, he's a great guy, great kid.
Exceptional.
So, I mean, maybe give him a little bit more leash, but I do see down the road, I can see that conversation happening.
And then it goes one or two ways.
Exactly.
So that's where I'm saying you can get the push, but it has to come from within.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did anyone have that conversation with you?
Yeah, Jimmy Playfair did.
Yeah. Was it similar? Like, how did it go?
Well, I was just always just battling to get more ice. You know, I was playing behind Yandel and Ekman Larson, who are both pretty talented offensive defensemen. And so, you know, Jamie was really good, and Dave Tippett, for that matter, too. Didn't run the D, but he was kind of the same type of player. You know, was kind of that fringe player, and he always told me, just, you know, all you got to do is find a way to stay in the league. Just find a way to stay in the league. You know, look at our team, look at what we have, what we're missing. You know, what can you bring to plug in one of those holes?
Text 833-401-1440. Bruceter he goes, Philp, bunch of question marks. Like, then try Bouchard. What about Bouchard? So this is different.
It's a different situation.
Way different. So maybe just touch on that before we go to break here, Slammer.
Well,
I mean, you got a guy he's your number one defenseman.
He is, and he's supposed to be anyways, right? I don't know where to start with the Oilers back end. Honestly, it's between Bouchard and Nurse. You're paying him what, $20 million, and either one of those guys on any given shift in the third period can make a mistake that could lose you the game
and win you the game.
True, it's pretty high risk, high reward. Isn't for $20 million.
I understand that, and that's the whole thing where a player has to realize the difference of that, where you might need a play to win you the game, but you're also making the play that's winning you the game doing something else.
Defending or blocking a shot or whatever anything it is. But I mean, you're paying a guy that much, that top dollar. Like, you got to be able to trust him in every situation.
Yeah. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit of baseball too with Zach Lang from the Nation Network, because big news with the Toronto Blue Jays and Shane Bieber. That'll be something we discuss with Zach Lang, plus some Oilers and NHL and things like that. That's coming up. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko, Donnie P, and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440. We're presented by Sports Select. We're also streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram.
Cougar Paint and Collision is used to handling all sorts of requests, even some unique ones.
We painted a board for a customer. He picked it up on a Friday, and he was all happy. After a long weekend, he's sitting out in front of the shop. I go out there, and he's got all these little round circular scratches all over the hood, roof, and the trunk. And I says, what's going on here? And he says, I went out to visit my brother who's farming. He's got a bunch of billy goats. And when I woke up on Sunday morning, there's all these billy goats standing all over my car. So anyways, we had to paint that one over.
Cougar Paint and Collision, part of the NAPA Certified Body Shop program.
Increase your lean muscle mass and fight age-related energy decline with Regenerlife Creatine. This high-quality third-party tested supplement helps replenish your body's energy stores to support your resistance training. Find it at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
Planning your next event? Let Loca Quality Market cater. From made-to-order meals to gourmet platters to full chef tasting experiences, they make entertaining effortless. Visit loca.ca to start planning today.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 Triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the two best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
The Lawnmower Hospital.
Step into fall with Husqvarna and the Lawnmower Hospital. Husqvarna has chainsaws for the homeowner, farmer, rancher, or professional available in battery or gas-powered models. Take care of leaves quickly with the power of Husqvarna blowers. You'll find it all at the Lawnmower Hospital, and you can see the full selection at lawnmowerhosp.com.
We're more than repairs. We're more than mowers. The Lawnmower Hospital.
Winter in Alberta doesn't mess around.
And neither does Titan Supply.
For over 50 years, we've earned the trust of our customers across a variety of industries.
Because we lead with integrity,
honesty,
and respect.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Brent from Titan Supply. When the weather hits hard,
we're fully stocked with rigging, lifting, and hauling gear that works as hard as you do.
Titan Supply.
Built on trust, driven by safety.
Serving Edmonton, Grand Prairie, Red Deer, and Calgary.
Let us help you face the weather the Titan way.
Visit titansupply.ca.
Need to make more money? Own a franchise and control your future. Come to the Franchise Show November 15th and 16th at the Edmonton Expo Center to meet with the hottest franchises. Get valuable advice at free seminars and learn how you can open a successful business. This is your only chance to see all your best money-making opportunities in one place. Find the perfect business for you at Edmonton's only franchise show, presented by Quick Bite, November 15th and 16th, Edmonton Expo Center. Get tickets at edmontonfranchiseshow.com.
A veteran of the Edmonton sports scene for over 3 decades, the Kevin Karius Show, powered by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 1021 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko with you. Donnie P, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440. We're presented by Sports Select. Time to talk a little hockey and ball with Zach Lang from the Nation Network. Jays, Oilers Nation, Jays Nation, everything. Morning, Zach. You're with Kevin Karius and David Schlemko, the former NHLer. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 as usual. Really appreciate it. Are you muted, Zach? I think Zach may be muted.
You know, I do this for a living. I talk into a microphone for a living, and more often than not, I still leave myself on mute. I was saying, thanks for having me on today, guys. It feels like it's been a little while since I've been on, so I'm really excited to be back talking some Oilers and some Jays with you guys.
Were you on? Did you mute yourself last time too? I can't remember.
You know what? Honestly, I probably did.
Oh, it's hilarious. So I think most Blue Jay fans, and I think people in the baseball world, to be honest with you, Zach, and that goes, across the baseball insiders, maybe management across Major League Baseball. I think we're genuinely surprised that Shane Bieber exercised that $16 million option. I assume you're in the same boat.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I had a feeling he would be back. I was really surprised to see him take the option there. Great news for the Blue Jays. I mean, to get him for as cheap as they did, I mean, what is it, like $16 million bucks, I think the option is. That's absolutely tremendous. I mean, he is, at worst a number 3 starter in a major league rotation. So the fact that Jays are able to bring him back is really excellent news. I kind of was half joking about it on Twitter last night when I kind of said, the power of friendship prevails here. But, you hear how much these guys talked about loving playing for this city, for this team, for this country, and most importantly, for each other. I mean, Bieber was a guy who came in at the deadline. It's not like he was here for the entire season or has been in this organization for a very long time. But it just shows how positive an impact, Toronto, the Blue Jays, Canada, everything had on Bieber, that he was willing to kind of get ahead of things here and say, yeah, you know what, bring me back at that number. I'm fine with that. Let's try and run this back.
I mean, this is a guy, if healthy, you're pushing 25, 30 starts. And you're doing 25, 30 starts. He could get a dozen wins for this team next year. I mean, people don't realize, this is a legit, Cy Young winner here. Cy Young winner.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a guy who like really can be a top of the rotation guy. Like I said, like at worst a number 3. And when you look at the rotation heading into next year with guys like Kevin Gausman, Trey Savage is probably going to be a number 2 for the Jays next year, considering how well he pitched down the stretch and throughout these playoffs. It's really promising. It's a really good sign. And I mean, I'm expecting the Blue Jays to be big players in free agency this year. I haven't really done a deep dive into the market quite yet. But man, I'm expecting them to be willing to throw some money around. You know, they got to be sitting there and looking at how much they made over the course of this playoff run. And the thought of something like that happening again has certainly got to be appeasing for the minds behind the money.
Yeah, I heard our cell phone rates are going to go down with the money they made.
That'd be a miracle.
Yeah. Not happening.
No, I mean, I couldn't agree with you more on Bieber and why he re-signed. I've been saying it all year. There's no dugout that looks like they're having more fun than the Jays. But let's talk about some of the other free agents, Zach. Do you see any of those guys coming back, or like you said, you think they're looking to replace them with some bigger names?
Well, I am kind of the mind that Bo Bichette is a guy I think can come back here. I mean, he's talked so much about wanting to win in Toronto, wanting to have the opportunity to do so alongside Vladimir Guerrero Jr. You know, obviously it's going to be an expensive, you know, proposition here, $200+ million. But if Bichette's willing to move to second base, I mean, that's pretty big for the Toronto Blue Jays. You know, obviously was playing very, very hurt here in the playoffs, but still was, you know, admirable at second base there. You know, he still had some nice defensive plays. Obviously, the biggest issue for him was the base running, but, you know, now he's got the winter to heal up and get ready for next year. So, I mean, I think that's the one for me that I am really looking at and saying, okay, the Blue Jays really have to figure out a way to kind of bring this guy back. I don't think you can let Bo walk. I think you need to throw whatever money it takes at him to really keep him around town, because he's been such an important piece of this franchise for such a long time. And the fact that the Jays got as close as they did, you know, I think it just bodes well for the future of this organization if they can bring back, you know, another franchise cornerstone in Bichette.
Zach Lang with us. Maybe just one more baseball question for you, Zach, in the sense of how this roster gets constructed, because they got a lot of guys that are were integral pieces to this puzzle. And you mentioned the love of playing for each other. What about that line you have to walk, because you bring someone in, and we haven't even talked about a guy like Santander taking innings away, games away from guys like Lucas, guys from Schneider, Clement, depending on how things go. Even, you know, Barger's in that mix too, because maybe then he has to go to third and things like that, which takes Clement out of the mix. So how do you maybe, you know, navigate this with what you've seen with a team that is so tight, so close? The bond is there, but you know, you always got to look ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a difficult proposition, right? Because, you know, Ernie Clement has shown he can be an everyday player in the major leagues. Addison Barger has certainly shown, especially in the playoffs this year, that, you know, he's an everyday MLB player in the future and a budding superstar at that. I mean, he came up so big for the Blue Jays here. And I think the biggest thing with Barger too was seeing him have success in left on left situations. I mean, that's kind of been an issue for him, you know, up until this postseason, but that really seemed to turn a corner. You know, it's certainly a difficult thing this team has to navigate, but, you know, you look at what they did all season here, and I mean, they did a really good job of keeping everybody playing almost every day. You know, Santander, that's an interesting one for sure, because that's a guy you want to have in your lineup when he's fully healthy, right? He's got 40+ home run power in that bat, and that's something that the Blue Jays absolutely need. You know, I think there's a way they can make this work. You know, Nathan Lucas, a tremendous story, a great story for a guy who's grinded up the ranks. But, you know, he kind of is a guy that I think is probably one of the first to kind of slide out of the lineup in favor of the Santander or the Addison Barger, so that these guys can be everyday players for the team. You know, George Springer, how does he look going into next season, right? Like, we don't know if he's going to be able to repeat the success that he had this year. You know, does he slide into more of a DH role? Does him and Santander kind of split that and left field? There's certainly a lot of questions that are going to need to be answered here over the next couple of months.
Yeah, Santander's the wild card here for sure.
kind of draw some parallels to where like the Oilers management sat after that first trip to Game 7 Cup final, right? There's some depth guys that got some significant raises, a couple of veteran signings, but you gotta kind of think, can these depth guys do that again? Can they do it for a full season, or do you have to go look elsewhere?
And even back in 06, same thing.
Right.
That's the same thing. Zach Lang with us on Sports 1440. So, Zach, let's just shift to the Oilers here. And, I mean, we saw 2 games in a row where they coughed up 2-goal leads. 4th time this year. That's leading the league. They've never done this in franchise history before after 15 games. Had 4 multi-goal leads and lost 4 games. What's your take on this team as a whole right now?
Yeah, they're not looking great. It's early in the season. It's only 15 games in for the Oilers here. But it's not been a great start to the season. Yeah. I don't think it's as bad as people are necessarily thinking that it's been. But the biggest issue I think for me is when you look around the Pacific Division, you've got teams like Anaheim and Vegas who are having success early on this season, who have only played 11 games so far this year. Like the Oilers have played a lot of hockey. Dating back to the 3rd game of the regular season against the New York Rangers, the Oilers haven't had more than 2 days off between games. It has been essentially every other day that they have been playing, and some back-to-back situations mixed into that as well. So I almost kind of wonder if there's, maybe a little fatigue right now for this team too, this early on in the season here. They just can't seem to kind of have the juice that they sort of need right now. What does that due to? I mean, is it due to the fact that they've played so much hockey over the last couple of years? Yeah, I think that's part of it. Is it due to the fact that there's been so many new guys that have come in onto this team this year, and they're still trying to find the chemistry? Yeah, I think that's a little bit of it. We can point the finger at the goaltending. I don't think it's been Stuart Skinner's fault the Oilers have been as bad as they've been or have struggled as much as they've been this early on this season. They got a couple days off here. Then it gets really intense again. Colorado Saturday, Columbus on Monday, and then it's the big 7-game Eastern Seaboard road trip. So it's going to be a tough stretch here again for the Edmonton Oilers. And they really have to kind of figure out a way to bear down here and get wins in some of these games. I mean, 4 times, like you said, they've blown a 2-goal lead. The Oilers may be living proof that the 2-goal lead is the worst lead in hockey because, boy, they are really showing that they can kind of blow these situations here. I think in the long run, I think this team's going to be fine. Getting a guy like Zach Hyman back, hopefully sooner rather than later, should help provide a little bit more juice to this lineup. Granted, I'm not really expecting much from Zach Hyman for a while, coming back from, that wrist injury that he had. But yeah, they got to find another way here to kind of, up the intensity a little bit around this, these hockey games that they're playing.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that take, Zach, on just the juice. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It just doesn't look like there's much urgency or desperation or anything out there. So I guess how do you right the ship? Is it going to take like Connor or Leon or one of these big leaders to kind of say, hey, this is enough? We got to turn things around. Is that like a vocal thing or maybe just one of these guys has got to just go nuclear and lead by example?
I think it's a lead by example sort of situation. I mean, we're 15 games into the season. It's not like Connor's going to go out there with one of his, dig the F in speeches here. We're still a little early in the season for them to be pulling out that card. So I think for me, the big guys got to be the big guys and they got to lead by example here. Obviously they've been good and great to start the season. Connor McDavid is leading the league in points for like the first time since I think it was the end of the 22-23 season. Draisaitl's tied for the league in goals right now across the league. So, they're doing their part, but in the same breath, it doesn't feel like they've kind of gone nuclear yet. Like how many games have we really seen them take over the way that they can? I think that, these last 4 or 5 games, 6 games have certainly looked better. Jack Roslovic has absolutely come on here as of late, and he is looking tremendous on that second line with Leon Draisaitl. I mean, the Oilers absolutely lucked into this guy being as good as he's been so far this season on a $1.5 million contract. He's already showing that he's going to pay that off in dividends. So I think for me, it's about the big guys kind of leading by example here, and not just McDavid and Draisaitl, but guys on the blue line too, like Ekholm and Bouchard. They need to be better. They need to step up their game and start to elevate here, because the longer that this kind of goes on of them trotting around this 500 line as they have, the worse off this team is going to be. Again, you look at the teams like Anaheim and Vegas with only 11 games played that are, pretty much have the same amount of standing points as the Oilers do right now. So they're going to have to figure out a way to string together some games here. We kind of been joking around the ON offices that the Oilers are just 1 8-game heater away, 1 8-game winning streak away from everybody being able to take a deep breath. So, obviously I'm not expecting that to happen anytime soon right now, but this is a team that can turn it on. They've shown that in the past. And it's going to be up to the big guys to really lead the way for that.
They're 1 point out of first place in the division. So it's crazy. It's so tight. But you mentioned Roslovic. What'd you make of that setup on the first goal to put goals in last night, Zach?
Oh, just tremendous. I mean, just an absolutely great play by him. Coming in on their right wing wall, fending off Thomas Harley with one hand, puck on this, got the puck on his stick with his other hand, and he's able to send a tape-to-tape pass to set up Podkolzin perfectly, who may not score an easier goal in the NHL than he did. And it's even beyond that too. Like, you look at the power play, the last 2 or 3 games that he's been up there, 2 power play goals, a power play assist. He's looking like a guy who can score, a guy who can set guys up. The 2 goals that he scored were really nice ones too, as far as I'm concerned, in the games against Chicago and St. Louis. I mean, playing the Zach Hyman net front role perfectly. Connor McDavid kind of coming in on the wing on both of the goals, and Roslovic's able to kind of find that soft spot there and bank it in. So I've really been impressed with him.
Yeah, he's been on fire. What about another new guy on the back end, Alec Regula? I've really liked coming out of camp. I thought he looked great for a kid who missed a whole year of hockey. Thought he quietly had a pretty good game last night for his first game back too. Just paint a little picture for you here. We've been talking forever about who could be a regular partner for Darnell Nurse. Maybe do you see this as a possibility, or even let's go a little farther. Maybe this kid plays unbelievable, and maybe he's playing on the second pairing with Wallman, and you have Nurse on the third pairing with Kulak, and that's 3 pretty damn steady pairs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm still wanting to see a little bit more from Regula, a little more, consistent play. And I think a big part of that is just because of the injury that he had, right? Like, I still think he's a relative unknown in terms of what he's going to be able to do in the big picture for the team this season here. Defensively, I think the Oilers have been fine. I mean, when you look at, scoring chance rates, expected goal rates, high danger, against rates, the Oilers are right up there among the top of the league. It's just, it feels like there's these singular breakdowns in games where they just completely forget how to play hockey for a couple of minutes. There's like a level of complacency that comes in, and it's just like shocking to see. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with his blue line. Evidently, there's more than enough rumors flying around about the Oilers looking to trade a defenseman, and it seems like the soup du jour is either Troy Stetcher, or Ty Emberson. For me, it kind of feels like Ty Emberson's a guy you want to keep around. I've been impressed with him so far this season early on. I almost wonder if for the next, let's call it 5 to 10 games, we kind of see Regula and Emberson kind of flip-flopping in terms of, being a healthy scratch and getting into the lineup. They have some time to kind of figure this out, and that's the good thing. I think Darnell Nurse it's probably not been the greatest start to the season for him too. I thought that he struggled out there, and, it's really interesting because, Jake Wallman, kind of came to the team and said, well, listen, if you want me to be a right shot or right side defenseman this season, then that's what I want to be. So, how set is he on, continuing to stay on that right side? Is he willing to flip flop back and forth? We've seen Brett Kulak play the right side over the years with, middling success. I'm not necessarily sure if that's the answer here in this spot either right now. But it does kind of feel like, there's a shoe to drop here at some point rather soon, especially with this blue line in terms of, okay, who are the guys that are going to be kind of the regulars in the lineup here for this next stretch of the season.
Hey, Zach, thanks for this. Really appreciate when you come on. As always, take care. We'll talk soon. Thanks, man.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
It's Zach Lang from the Nation Network. And the one thing about the schedule, when you think about it, I mean, it's been unreal.
Yeah.
And again, it's going to be like this for the whole season.
They have an easier second half, don't they?
Yeah,
more home games. Anyway.
I don't mean it like that. It's just about days off, Schlemmer. It's about no practice time. There's no practice time anywhere. And again, with the Olympic break,
right?
So everything's going to be condensed, and that's what you're going to see. But this is again first 3-day break since the season started. The team stayed in Dallas today, so they're probably golf. They probably need a blowout. Go for a blowout. You're traveling home tomorrow. Practice on Friday. Then you got Colorado here on Saturday night. Columbus on Monday. And then it's 7 on the road. So,
I mean, the thing is with the Olympic year and stuff is it's the same for everybody, right?
Sure it is, yeah.
And the Oilers have a pretty tight core that have been together for a while. I think it should almost be an advantage for them.
Yeah, again, you said it's the same for everyone. And think about even like Pittsburgh. So next week they're going to Stockholm.
Right.
And Nashville too. So
that is hard to do. Yeah. I did that my rookie year at the start of the season, and it was hard to do when you come back. And that'd be tough.
I think, the 2 games, and I haven't quite looked at the schedule for Pittsburgh and Nashville, but I think they have, with travel and then the 2 games, I believe with everything all encompassing would be probably 3 days on either end, so 3 days travel, get there, blah, blah, blah. 2 games in 3 days, and then 3 or 4 when you return. So, when we come back, we'll wrap up the show. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko, Donnie P, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
The Junior Prospects Hockey League's 4th season is now underway. The JPHL offers elite athletic and academic opportunities for players in the 14U, 15U, 17U, and 18U divisions. All games are broadcast live on Silent Ice TV, featuring a showcase-style schedule and competitive matchups across Western Canada. Players work with experienced coaches, trainers, and elite hockey personnel. Learn more about Western Canada's fastest-growing elite hockey development stream at juniorprospectshockeyleague.com.
You matter. Your mental health matters, and you're braver than you think. Not Alone is an organization focused on creating a space of acceptance and support through tough, meaningful conversation. My name is Tyler Smith, and you are never alone. NotAloneCo.com. It's okay to not be okay.
It's Andrew Walker, host of the postgame show on Sports 1440. After every hockey game this season, tune in and chime in as we talk about the game. It's all sponsored by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Don't get left in the cold. Visit legacyheating.ca.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Hey there, this is your wake-up call. It's time to change to your winter tires. Unless you want to be sliding and swerving around icy roads like you're some kind of dummy. Head to Big Toy Shop and get it done right for a great price. We won't lie to you, inflate your bill, or waste your time. Time to change your tires. Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road. 780-298-2797.
Wendy's most important deal of the day has a fresh lineup. Pick any 2 breakfast items for $4. New 4-piece French toast sticks, bacon or sausage wrap, biscuit or English muffin sandwiches, small hot coffee, and more. Limited time only at participating Wendy's. Taxes extra.
with over 30 years of sports experience.
This is the Kevin Karius Show, brought to you by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 10:44 in Edmonton, the home stretch of the Kevin Karius Show with David Schlemko, presented by Sports Select. And again, we got NHL hockey, we've got football in the Thursday night football game tomorrow. Donnie, we got to do that pick tomorrow. You ready? What happened? It's 3-2 now, so you lost a game for the Duke. Got to be concerned. Bet on the original at sportselect.com, 100% legal. Got to be 18 plus. Please play responsibly. So, is your concern level there, Donnie, for losing
Duke's
one?
gonna be pissed
I mean,
at you.
You should know me by now, Kev. There's absolutely no concern. I had to give you just a
high
little bit
level.
of hope. I had to give you a little bit of hope before I left you on a sour note before the end of the week.
It's funny. We get so many great listeners on the show. Kevin Lowe texted the other day, came in.
I heard that. I was listening actually.
He was talking about the club sandwich, right, Donnie? What is the club CLUB?
Chicken lettuce under bread.
Chicken
or
under
bacon.
bacon.
Sorry,
Yeah,
not
chicken
bread.
lettuce under bacon. Yeah. Our buddy Brent Myers just texted. We were talking about jam and everything like that. Mizey said, "Hey, Kevin, listening to the show right now. How about a line brawl to start the game?" Only Mizey would come up with something like that. Get some darn emotion going. In my day, the players would have also dealt with Bush, not the coach.
I think that's probably the best point to take out of that statement.
How would the players?
Not
go
that anyone
about
doesn't want to see a line brawl, but it's probably not going to happen.
Yes. So players again. I mean, will you okay? Connor McDavid comes to his defense on Saturday night after the Chicago win. Who scores the game winner in overtime?
Well, I mean, those guys, of course, are going to stick
Yes.
up for their teammate in the media that is constantly getting you know what on. But like Mizey said, behind closed doors, the message is probably a little different.
Mm-hmm. How come it's not getting received?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Oh man. You know, the one thing, and we get texts about this too, and I don't know if you notice this, say goal celebrations or something like that, where, I mean, it's not like, it's like, oh, we just scored. And maybe you can read too much into that. I'm not sure. I don't know about your take on that, but the one thing, and I think I mentioned it to you because it was on the day you came in on a Wednesday, was after the Oilers Barry Cates golf tournament. And again, so Stan Bowman and Jeff Jackson and Chris Knobloch, it was a very informal thing. It's off the record, but they didn't say anything that was like crazy.
Okay.
And I don't know if you remember, I came in the next day and I said, I don't think I'm crossing the line here by saying that Chris Knobloch, when he said that night, was, we want to have some fun. We want to enjoy the journey here. He said, because if you go back to 2 years ago when they made the Stanley Cup final, it was different because Knobloch just came in.
Yeah.
But everyone was so focused on getting back to there last year
Right.
that they lost that element. They lost that, let's have some fun. Let's, enjoy getting there. Enjoy the process, not just when we get there and go, well, wasn't that something?
Right.
So I don't know if you can comment on that, Schlemmer. Or?
There's just a little bit of a tough balance, I think, right? Because, I mean, you always say, a lot of championship teams will say, like, oh, well, the best part was like the journey that we all had together to get there, right? But
think of the Jays right now.
But when you're in the moment and you're grinding every day, I feel like it's hard to kind of take a step back and look at it that way.
And we don't see what happens in the room. We don't see
Fair,
that. Like
yeah,
you see what happens in a game on the bench. I mean, in practice, you can there's eyeballs on the practices, but I mean,
I think you got to look at just maybe what the new guys say when they come in. That'll give you a pretty good idea of what the character is like in the room. And just watching Trent Frederick come in last year and how much he just loved it. gushed about the city, the fans, the boys, the dressing room, everything. I mean, that alone tells me more than what you're going to hear from the media or anyone else.
I think, and you need guys on the team that can crack someone up or to break someone or like break someone up in the sense that
definitely you need some personalities in the room for sure. I actually remember Claude Julien saying that. I think it was my first year in Montreal, but we're on a road trip in Vancouver on a day off, and we're struggling. And he's just saying, like, it's too quiet in here. It's too quiet in this room. Like, we need to lighten it up. We need some guys cracking some jokes. I don't know what we need. Maybe guys need to all go out and party, but like, we need some more life in this dressing room.
Yeah. And again, this is something that was brought up at the very beginning of the year. This isn't recent. This isn't in the last couple of days or couple of games. This was brought up at the beginning of the year because Knobloch said this before camp even started.
And to your point, it doesn't really look like they're enjoying the journey very much right now, does it?
I remember years and years ago, the Vancouver Canucks were playing in the Stanley Cup final. I can't remember who. Remember Harold Schneps? He was He was an old balding defenseman. He was a plugger, man. The guy could barely skate, but he didn't go anywhere around the net when Schnepsy was on the ice. So Vancouver was playing. I think Tiger Williams was the guy that said it. So this is a ways back. Could have been in the Stanley Cup final or whatever. And Schneps coughed up the puck. He threw a pizza right in front of the net. Guy pumps it home. Team wins.
Tossed.
Yeah. And anyway, so the Canucks are they're down. They're down. So practice the next day, everyone's sort of skating around at the, so think about it. I think people realize this at the very beginning of practice, you might be just skating around with a puck and that's about it. So Tiger Williams darts into the front of the slot and says, Schnepsy, wide open, hit me. And it loosened everybody up,
Yeah. That's good stuff.
Yeah. So I'm sure that's how it was many times when you were playing.
Oh, definitely. I mean, especially when I first came into the league, I was in a dressing room with Keith Yandel and Paul Bissonnette. So that was definitely thrown right into the fire.
I mean, Biz,
that was my first year, and I never saw a dressing room even close to that after. So,
and that's what you need. You need guys like that, and it loosens it up.
Yeah.
And when you're down, it can be the difference of getting out of a funk quicker.
True.
So
those jokester funny guys are usually the first guys pulling everyone out to have a good night when you need one too.
And again, it's changed in that sense, but maybe in a day like today, maybe what would a team do today after 2 losses on the road?
Well,
I guess you get 1 point yesterday, but you're in Dallas.
You're in Texas. Go golfing, man.
Yeah.
Go golfing, have a few together, have some laughs. Don't think
dinner later.
Don't think about hockey for a day.
And again, they haven't had this opportunity. Even at the beginning of the year, they used to do something when they would go out at the end of preseason. It seemed like there was a day that they would do something.
Most teams do that.
I don't think they did that this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just
the way team builder.
Well, scheduled.
Yeah,
it's tough.
It's tight this year.
It is very difficult.
Boys are going to really appreciate that Olympic break, though.
Oh well, we'll see how they handle a lot of the guys that are playing. Because. Well, every team is going to be in the same boat.
Yeah.
How you come back and if you're going to load manage guys and things like that.
Just praying guys don't get injured.
Darren texts in, Connor Brown was that guy last year. A lot of guys talking about Kane.
Point.
Well, okay, Triple C, this is why you shouldn't get rid of Kane. Kane never played all of last year.
Yeah, for me, Connor Brown is probably the biggest difference that I noticed missing him. Even when you watch them when they played New Jersey, man, he's just hunts pucks. He's relentless. He's just such a good, honest player.
Yeah, and Corey Perry played his 1400th game last night.
Yeah, he didn't have a bad start this year either. Yeah. He got 5 goals already.
Wow. LA's right there. I mean, again, this division, everything is going to go down to the wire here.
Yeah,
again,
it's going to be tight.
What's on the go here, Slimmer? Coming up.
I'm heading down south to Medicine Hat for my mother-in-law's 60th birthday this weekend.
Are you going to take a cake or what are you doing?
I'm going to take a cake.
Yeah. Bake one down there?
I'll bake one myself.
You're going to bake one down there?
No.
Come on, man.
No, I'm not. No, we got some good stuff set up though. It should be a fun weekend.
Yeah, and everyone's going.
Yeah,
man, what kind of car ride is that?
It is not a fun one. I've done it probably 1,000 times. Not a whole lot to see. I take like the back highway, the 30.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I go like through Camrose and to Killam, and then I take the 36 all the way down to Brooks.
Really?
And then cut across on
quicker
the number
or
one.
no?
Yeah,
It is.
Say about a half an hour.
I just figured you just want a little peace and quiet, stay off the old
Yeah,
Queenie.
well, there's not many trees to see either way. So
all right, big fella. We'll see you back here next Wednesday.
Sounds good, buddy.
That's our co-host for Cougar Paint and Collision, David Schlemko. Coming up at the top of the hour, it is Fantasy Frenzy with
the former Rochelle T-Bird,
Connor Halley, and Donnie P. At 12 o'clock, it's the Lowdown with Alan Mitchell till 2. Jason Greger drives us home with the Jason Greger Show till 6 p.m. And we've got Fox Sports all night long till we are back with you tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Ladislav Schmid is overseas right now. Donnie, did you get a hold of him to make a special guest appearance or what?
I'll be texting him this afternoon.
I'll go 100,000 to 1 that he doesn't respond.
I am right along those lines too. Yeah.
Maybe it might be higher. We could go higher on that one. Anyway, before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Loca Quality Market. Your next dinner is ready with Loca Quality Market's gourmet meals. Choose from over 200 chef-prepared meals. Shop local at loca.ca. Hey, thanks for being a part of the show. Thanks for listening this morning. Really appreciate it. Thanks for all the wonderful texts. We will see you back here tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. Until then, here is Donnie P.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
NHL action tonight. The Toronto Maple Leafs, they're hosting the Utah Mammoth. Puck drop for them going just after 5 o'clock. The Blues, they travel to Washington to play the Capitals. It's the Flames battling the Blue Jackets. The Canucks, they play host to the Blackhawks. And the Sharks clash with the Kraken. Some NBA action on their slate. The Thunder, they're in Portland to clash with the Trailblazers. The Lakers battle the Spurs. The Nuggets play the Heat. And it is the Mavericks hosting the Pelicans. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is Fantasy Frenzy with myself, Donovan Paulson, and Connor Halley. This has been your Sports 1440 update.